We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best or we can be the worst, so we can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding. We can ride high, we can ride low. We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best or we can be the worst, so we can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. Out on the dirt ovals we play, life in the bright lights with no shade. So letting her go, letting her rip, letting her fly, tossing her in sideways, living the life, letting her ride, eyesight winning to die. Cross her up on the cushion, crossing the line, cause some drama and some bullshit they didn't like. And if they don't like the move, then we're ready to fly. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. This is how we roll, this is how we do. It's not for everybody but the chosen few. And we pray, cause we know that they might not ever come back. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. We can ride high, we can ride low. We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best or we can be the worst, so we can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words. But this is how we ride, this is how we do.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today on the show. We are here. We are bringing the music down because there's no music about this today. We have, we got to take the lights out too. There's no music about this today. There is some, I don't even know if there's lights bright enough for today. I had no idea what I was going to run into today. We went down the street here. Of course, we're down here in Missouri. Or how's that new comic say it? Missouri or Pevely? I think he called it Pevely, Missouri. I don't know if that's how you say it. We'll ask the guy on the line. He may know by now. He is a transplant, I think. But we went down the street and saw some just amazing things and had a very good conversation. We actually shot a video. We may still release that video. But the things we learned today about the sport, the person we got to meet today in the sport was just, in my opinion, unbelievable to even get to meet. And then to somehow convince him to come on the show tonight. I don't know where it's going to go, where it's going to begin, where it's going to end, but I am worried about this. I don't know. I got to compose myself. This, in my opinion, this is bigger than Tony Stewart. In my opinion, that's just me. But we have on the line Jerry Russell. I think I spelled your name right. I don't know if Russell is spelled differently. I called it Russell. Is that correct?
Perfect.
Okay. So we did come in the shop today. You did restrict your dogs from attacking me. There was so many things we talked about today, but I'll lead this just how I did the video. Who are you for the people who do not know? Because I feel like, me, I was around here. They're like, oh, yeah, Jerry Russell down the road. Go talk to him. I'm like, okay, I'll go say hi. I didn't know who you. I think people need to know who you are. I think that who are you, for the record, for everyone who needs to know?
I'm just a simple person. That's all.
That is a lie. That is the Grinch stole Christmas. Do not allow the present not to be unwrapped. Who are you? Go ahead. Say it one more time for me. Tell the truth now.
I'm just me. I mean, that's, I just love fabricating sprint cars.
Well, and it seemed like you're being very humble, Jerry. That's very humble of yourself. I titled this show The Sprint Car Godfather. I think that is you, but you really don't want to give any background. That's fine if you don't want to. I mean, that's fine.
My background?
Yeah. Where did you start? Who are you? How did who? When I say Sprint Car Godfather, I think people are confused. It's like, how? Who is this guy? It's like some people are uneducated of the origins of the sport. That's all I'm saying.
How far back you want to go?
Oh man, how far back do you go? That's probably the best question at this point. I may learn a little bit.
Well, to start off with, in 56, 57, 58, I had an uncle that went to Indianapolis Motor Speedway and actually made the show.
Wow.
Then I had another uncle that was a real good midget driver that gave me my first opportunity to drive a midget. And then both my grandfathers on my mom's side and dad's side raced midgets also.
And so what area of the country, where did you grow up? What city, what town? I guess should be
in Springfield, Illinois.
Springfield, Illinois. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's where I grew up at. And my uncle had a speed shop, and we all kind of went down there and hung around the Bubby Joneses and all that. And when we were kids, and that's all we know was sprint car racing, or, racing, period.
And so you had somebody immediately in your family who, obviously was running very well. And I guess this time period, how old were you at this point, learning about this, knowing about this stuff?
And then my grandfather had, I think, 6 kids. Okay. And one of them is Keith and Rusty Coon's mom, which is my mom's sister. And then Chuck Wyatt is a brother to my mom, and Gene Wyatt is a brother to my mom. And then there was 2 other sisters. So, I mean, it was kind of a close family, really, and then I got started in motorcycle racing, which I loved, but I wasn't very good on them. Fell down a lot. And then broke my back on it. And so anyway, my dad gave me a sprint car to race if I'd quit racing motorcycles. So that's really kind of how I got involved in it. And then I had a little fab shop out behind the house there, and we just kind of fabbed up whatever, and I built a lot of stock cars and modifieds, and then I got into midgets and sprint cars. That was like in the 78, 79 era, something like that. And
okay.
So I got out of high school in 74, so about 78 is when I started piddling there more, and it just kind of grew from there.
So listening to your explanation of the family, Keith Coons is then your cousin, I guess?
Yeah, it's my mom's sister's boy, Keith is.
Okay. And so he's a little older, or y'all same age, kind of?
No, same age. Or
Okay.
he's 2 or 3 years younger than me. And I used to, when they had a car, I raced for them back in the day, and I actually quit them and went driving a sprint car
Okay.
locally.
And you said you were into the motorcycle stuff, which was it flat track motorcycles, I assume, at the
Yeah,
time?
flat
Okay.
track.
Well,
Yes, all of us had.
flat track had its day. I mean, it used to be
Mhm.
national, but it was very dangerous. And it does seem like I've heard this story of a lot of old, younger kids in that generation really being attracted to the flat track stuff, but they end up getting into the sprint car. And as dangerous as we see it today, like that was actually way safer than a flat track motorcycle back then.
Yeah, these kids on these motorcycles now doing these tricks. I'm like, wow. I mean, it's unbelievable what they're
So
doing.
So about you were saying right there 78-ish, that's when the outlaws started. That's really when this
I
being on a
remember,
sprint car thing was becoming
yes,
popular too. You kind of I guess saw that happen.
as a kid, I can remember when Ted Johnson formed that, and basically he was going to gather up 6 or 8 people and take them all over the United States and have the World of Outlaw series. And that was your Rick Ferkel and your Steve Kinser and Sammy and all that bunch, you know. So they're about the same age as I am too. So we're all about the same age group.
And so then
But
you
I
got
was unfortunate.
go
I was
ahead.
unfortunate. I had to have a job. So,
Right. Well, it sounds like you made your job ended up being in sprint car racing. How did that even develop? How did that get to that point?
well, like I said, I built stuff in my backyard, you know, and I built a lot of nice stock cars and stuff like that, and sprint cars. And then Chuck Merrill come to town, and they needed a fabricator. And at the time, I was just about ready to retire racing, and I ended up going to work for him. And we actually built the first 10 cars out of my garage, built all the jigs and fixtures there. Ken Jenkins and his brother Ronnie was involved in it. And then we moved that when he got his shop done. Chuck, we moved over there. And I really wasn't going to go to work for him, but I really didn't have much going on racing wise, so I ended up going to work for him. And then about 2 years in or so, I got married, and then about 2 years into that, Ken Jenkins and Chuck had a fallout, and it put me right in the driver's seat. So I went from in the shop to having to deal with customers, which I'd never done before. And so then I ended up doing shock work and in the office and all that, you know.
About what year is this when you got
That
into that?
that would probably be about 87, 88,
Okay.
88, 89, yeah.
Okay,
It was
that
the
was a
winter
big
of
important
88.
year. That was a big important year for sprint car racing, and I'm assuming you're referencing Maxim chassis at that point.
Yes, yes. So we ended up going over there, and then I ended up building almost all of his jigs in there, and fixtures. I'm sure they've changed them by now, but all the main ones I built. Me and Randy Colliver and Howard Bowl, we built all that stuff in there, and then we built about 80 cars, 70, 80 cars, and then Karl Kinser got in the picture, and he came over there, and that's when we built the first. That was when I was introduced to Karl, and we took quite a good bonding together, and we built they called the K car, and it just took off from there. And like I said, me and Karl became really close over that time, and we bounced a lot of stuff off each other late at night, and like we'd have a thought or something, he would run by me, and then we'd build it or whatever, But it was always trying to get things lighter. It was always trying to get the ultimate lightness, And I mean, some stuff we did, I really scratched my head at. I'm like, wow, this is pretty light, and it never did fail, but it was on the ragged edge, let me tell you.
Was it all about light, or was there some innovation as well along the way? I'm assuming there was.
Well, yeah, we built the K car, yes, and then we built a coil car. Sammy had a coil car, and we were, it was light because you didn't have the torsion tubes and stuff in it, so we built that, and we're just trying to get it lighter and lighter, and Karl was seeing something there with Sammy with that coil car, and he ran it. I think he ran it pretty good a season, and then he went back to the bar car. Karl was the first one to have a reverse tube car, front and rear, and he actually took it to Eldora and ran it, and won with it in a non-wing stuff. That nobody said you could run a reverse car in non-wing stuff, and he did, and they won with it with Steve. And just kind of materialized from there. Learned a lot of stuff, was introduced to a lot of educated people that helped me along the way. Karl was a very smart man. He was very smart. Was always thinking out of the box by weight. Everything was, he would grind a fitting. He would do whatever it took to make it lighter.
Now, was it also distribution as well, or was it just about light?
It's just about light.
Okay.
He was just adamant about light. And, that's all he thought about, And then when Steve went to NASCAR, it put me in a bad spot there because when Steve came back from NASCAR, naturally he wanted cars, and Karl established some new stuff that we've been working on, and he didn't want Steve to have it. And then I heard I'm kind of like the guy in the middle, and
so that you're talking about the era where Steve went to the NASCAR department. You're still at Maxim, I'm assuming, at this point.
Yeah.
And then Karl migrated to Mark, correct? Or
yes, he did.
And so y'all had started making things with Mark Kinser in that time period.
Yes, and
even though NASCAR did Kinser a huge disservice when you look at the team and who was running it. In my opinion, huge disservice. No laps. I mean, it was 7 races in and out. I thought it was a smear campaign to sprint car racing. That's my opinion. But he was out over there, and you're saying by the time Steve came back, just in that short amount, just like 8 months or something.
Yes,
y'all had already developed so much with Mark. Okay,
we were changing stuff like crazy over there for Karl. We were making stuff for Karl that nobody else could get. Yeah, and so when Steve came back, he wanted the goods, and Chuck, being the owner, is like, you got to give it to him. And Karl's like, I'm telling you right now, he ain't getting my stuff. I mean, it really put me in a bad position.
Now, was this stuff that Karl had developed with you? So it was kind of like Karl's innovation, though, too, as well?
Yes.
Was it just yours?
Oh, yeah. No, it's, we worked together, but a lot of it was Karl,
Okay. He had the idea. You made it happen, basically, kind of.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I was the whipping boy.
So, well, that's a horrible way to put it, but I mean,
being honest.
How did that end up going through? I mean, I didn't know we'd do a history lesson between Mark, Karl, and Steve Kinser here, but we'll take it. Let's go. What happened?
So then Steve, he comes in there and he goes, well, I want a non-down tube car. And I'm like, well, this is great. He's got something different than Karl. This is great. So I built him some non-down tube cars, and they were fast. And then all of a sudden, Karl's like, well, what are you doing over there? And I'm like, well, just normal stuff. I didn't want to get in the middle of saying, what we did for one for the other. You know what I mean? It was kind of a bad deal, really.
Who was working with Steve in that period?
Gherkin. And then Gherkin had left Karl and went over there with Steve, which Gherkin was doing all Karl's motors. And, that made Karl kind of mad,
Right.
So, he had some grudges.
Right.
But, yeah.
And that was the transition period where non-down tubes and down tubes was kind of like up in the air on which to pick, right? I mean.
Yeah. They thought it would work better than non-down tube. The non-down tube is so unsafe, it's unreal. I mean, it's not good. And it don't hold the weight into the car, and there's a lot of ifs, ands about it, so. But he wanted something different. We built him different. He did good in them. And then all of a sudden he just got off of them, So Karl was probably whipping his ass looking back at it now, and he's probably saying, well, I need what he's got, so.
Well, and apparently that just all went away, or is that how it ended? This mutual.
Yeah, it just went away.
Okay.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they weren't never friends, but they were okay with getting their stuff out of our shop. So then it went on, and then finally,
you're still at Maxim at that point.
Yeah, I'm still there. And there was an auction. Chuck was having to sell a construction company, and I ended up leaving there. It was kind of the hardest thing I ever did because I had the golden spoon, I should call it, and but I didn't know where it was going to go. So I left there. I went to him, and because Chuck treated me like a son, I went to him and told him I was going to leave him, and and I'll make everything right and whatever it takes, to make a shop go good and all that. Well, he was kind of a stubborn old guy, and he let me stay for 30 days like I told him I would be, and then I told him what I was going to do, and I told him I was going to go across the street.
So you had already been offered something prior to this?
I was going to do my own deal.
Okay.
Yeah, and I told him what I was going to do, and he kind of made fun of me and told me that I'd be back working for him, and that made me get out of bed every morning. So, but anyway, he held the grudge. I didn't. But I went across the street, I went across town, the north end of town, and started a shop up over there. And I didn't know what I was going into.
This was in Springfield, because
Yep.
that's we were talking about this earlier today. But the shop that you kind of helped develop there, that's currently Maxim that we know of today, that was a part of your beginnings, or no?
No, they had another shop.
Okay.
And in that construction sale, he had to get out of that shop, and then he went over to the shop they're at now.
Okay. Just trying to make sure. Okay, so you got out, you went across town in Springfield?
Yep, I went on the north side of town and started up a shop over there. And started building cars, and I didn't know where it was going to go. And first customer I had was Frankie Kerr. And he walked in my door. He was a big J&J guy, and he walked in my door, and he was in Stanley Schaff, and they wanted to be my first customer. So I built
What was the name of it? What was the name of it at the time? What did you call it?
Eagle Chassis.
Okay, so you're the foundation developer of Eagle Chassis. That what we hear? Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So then it was kind of there was like 3 of us. There was 3 of us that I ended up, a guy, Randy Colliver, was one hell of a machinist, and he went to work for me. I'd worked for him. We worked together for 10 years, and then he come to work for me, and he worked another 10 years until he passed away. He did all my coping and all that stuff in the shop. Billy Hodson did all the pipe bending and stuff like that, lathe work. So those 2 guys worked with me also, building the jigs and fixtures and everything. I left Maxim in October, and I had my first car done in December. Whenever the PR show was going on, I had my first car done. So we worked our ass off day and night because we had to put the shop together and do the jigs and fixtures and all that. So we got that done, and then we struggled a little bit at first getting going, getting Danny Lasoski was the driver of the Roth car, and he was running good, but he wasn't winning. And
what year was this?
That would be 98.
Okay.
98.
And this is before, because that's the first year Danny won the Nationals, correct? I believe.
Yes.
So this is before.
So anyway, we were struggling with Roth stuff, It was just, it wasn't working, And then all of a sudden it started coming together, and I'm telling you, it was that the business grew like you wouldn't have it. So if you do, are producing and you're winning, they will come,
Right.
I had a dealer by the name of Shirley Cures, and she's like, when are we going to start winning? And I'm like, Shirley, we're going to win, just hang loose, So, but when it all happened, it happened good. So
now,
and then,
I was just curious, when you did the switch and you did your own thing, was there things to the car that you did at Eagle that you may have wanted to do at Maxim that you couldn't? Was there stuff you wanted to try, or?
So here's the deal. When I left there, I didn't use any of his, I didn't call on anybody for I didn't want to take any of his customers because I didn't want that problem. So I never phoned anybody what I was doing. Anybody that come to me they come to the door, called me or something. And then when I made my car, I didn't want anything to resemble their car. I didn't want those side panels the same. I didn't want, even the car wasn't the same. I changed the way the car even was to get the rear end out of it easier and stuff like that, just upgrades that needed to be done. And, over the years you think about it, but, you just get so locked into making the same stuff, you just don't worry about it, So when I started that, we changed some things and went on, and
was that kind of what
made
you're
our,
describing, like with the rot deal? You had to work some things out, kind of figure out what the
no,
Eagle would
just,
be? Or?
no, it was just, the guys, just when you start a new deal, it's hard, you see it out there now, guys starting new deals. It takes them a while to get going, everybody's got to gel together. But once a team gels together, they're pretty unstoppable. You see that with Gravel. His teams really gel together good.
Right.
And JJR's that way. He's finally got that thing going. It just takes a group of guys to stay together to keep it going.
Well, I'm assuming that team really. I'm assuming Lasoski became your best friend if y'all went to Knoxville Nationals Victory Lane with your stuff.
Yeah, we was pretty tight. Yep, we was pretty tight. Mark Ellis and Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr was the heart of the whole deal. Jimmy raced. See, I raced. Jimmy raced. We all raced. So when we did this thing, we all knew what was going on. We could, when somebody explained something to us, we knew what they were talking about because we all had the feel. And so, it ain't like nowadays when, you got a guy out there that starts a chassis company that's never drove before, that don't understand what, on the right rear means or anything, So that was probably the biggest plus we had going for us. Me and Jimmy could communicate very good together, and still today that way too.
And then so Eagles got hot, I'm assuming, after that happened.
Oh yes. It got really going, and then it kind of got like 2 years went by, I think, and then we wanted to build something different because the way we were yawing the wing and stuff, we didn't. Here's the thing: you want to be able to race and help everybody, but you don't want to tell everything you know. So we built a car with the roll cage bent out on the right side, and that was only so we could run the wing yawed to the right, and that would put pressure to the left and make it set left. So I built this car, and we took it to Florida, and we won 7 out of 8 races.
Wait, is this is the crazy Danny Lasoski car? Didn't they do a story that? Yeah, they did. Let's see if
there's been all kinds of stories.
There's a story. It was ahead of its time, the Outlaws said, that this car that y'all produced was ahead of its time. And I guess some people liked it, some people didn't. This thing, they're calling it, I guess, in this article.
Your competitors didn't like it, but it was different. It was different looking and everything, That's what we were trying to make a statement,
How did you build something this crazy? Oh, what? Because it just looked so crazy. It was all bent out to the side. Plenty of cockpit room for Danny's wide shoulders. I'm just saying, but it was different.
Well, we built the car, and then we didn't know how we were going to build the right side out on it. So we went to lunch. But
that was the goal. You're saying that was the goal, to bend the car out on the right side.
Yeah.
That was a goal, an idea.
Yes. And we had no idea how to do it. So we went to lunch and we talked about it. We come back from lunch. There was 4 of us got up we tipped the jig on its side. There was 4 of us got on that thing, and then I rosebudded the top rail out 3 inches. And then we let it sit, and then we built the back halo and stuff to it. That way we could cock the wing to the right, nobody would see it. So if you were standing in the back of the car, it just, kind of looked like a car, But it was actually, we were playing with the wing, trying to yaw the wing. And like I said, it was way ahead of its time, and it did work. And then we did some panel stuff. We knew that we would put some panels on it on the right side, and we knew that wouldn't fly. So we when we got to Florida, I mean, naturally they came over there with, they stuck out like 6-8 inches from the race car, and so they wouldn't have stayed on racing anyway. The dirt would have beat it off. But anyway, so they came over
hold
there.
on, we got an image of the car on the screen actually. You're saying you had a body extended all the way to where those bars are at that extend out. It used to be, it was originally a flat side all the way out.
On the right side.
Okay. Yeah, this image at East Bay, they made you cut it, it looks like, because there's that big gap.
Oh, yeah, that was after we won at Volusia.
So you won at Volusia with it closed?
Yes, the side panels and all that. But then we had extensions out the right side towards the right rear tire, about 6-8 inches out. We had 3 of them. We had one below the header pipe, we had one about midway, and then we had one at the top. Well, we knew them weren't going to fly, so naturally at Volusia they made them take them off. So we were okay with that, you know. We give them something to take off of it. So then we ran it at Volusia. Then we go to East Bay, and we get unloaded at East Bay, and they want us to cut the back of it off, like you see, I guess, in your picture.
Yes, that's what we're seeing here, yes.
Yeah. We call that the panel wars. Everybody was bitching about panels. And we actually found years later that, and we went to Detroit in a wind tunnel, that the panels don't even matter because there's no air on them. So, so it was really kind of a farce. You know, everybody was bitching, and we found out years later that it didn't really matter. But we went and we enclosed around the header. We just had the header tubes hanging out. We went to Knoxville with this car. We had the whole right side. It was all paneled. And I got to Knoxville, and I built a front axle that was 8 inches bent backwards towards the kingpins. I was trying to cheat the wing rule for the nose wing. So they had a gauge that went to the front axle. So I bent my front axle 8 inches farther forward, and then when they put the gauge up there, I could get my nose wing 8 inches ahead. Well, we won it. We won the night before at Oskaloosa with that thing. It was unbelievable fast. We got to Knoxville. They made me take the panels off the panels they have nowadays. They made me take them off, and they made me take the front axle out of it. And Danny still won with it. But
was there something trick going on with this thing? I mean, besides these panels, I mean, I see these, like, I would call it almost gussets and air valve, like bend sheets for air to go certain ways. Was there a lot of testing involved with this in live time, I guess?
No, we were offsetting the motor in the car, and we put the panels on there so nobody would know what's going on.
So that was all a distraction, you're saying? You look over here while we got the other side going on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. And has there been any innovate, or obviously you still do cars today? Is there anything of the cars today that is based on this car I mean, basically this car destroyed the sprint car world for, it sounds like, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months.
Basically, like in 02 and 03 and 04, they basically wrote the rule book around us. I mean, there's no offset motors. You couldn't pull the cage out like we had it because they had a inset rule there. The panel rule became effect. They had like 3 different kind of panel rules in that time period. They basically just kept writing a rule book around us.
Well, but it kind of looks like a Big Max. I mean, in a weird-ish way. You know how the rails went back.
When we come back from Volusia, the Florida deal, then Maxim made their Big Max, and that's how the Big Max was made. They were actually trying to make it longer than ours. But then when we come back, I actually shortened it to the cage I have today. The cage I have today is what I use, the style.
So you're saying your JR1 chassis today emulates some the things that y'all discovered with this car.
Yes, yes.
And it works, obviously. I mean, you've won some races since then, obviously. So
yeah. But anyway, that was the history of the Big Macs versus the car we took to Florida and all that, you know.
And what was it? Do you
It,
think there was some actual inertia advantages to having that large kick out the back like that? Do you think there was an advantage?
no,
No.
no.
Okay. I see
But the
non-wing
car
guys
I
still
have
use it.
now,
There's people who say the Big Maxes work real well in non-wing
yeah,
still. I mean,
yeah, that's fine. Whatever they think, that's fine.
right,
Um,
right.
what what a reason my cage is the way it is nowadays is because when the containment seats come in, you'd have to cut the containment seat to get it around all the bars. So I made my cage 3 inches longer than a standard car. So when the containment seat sit in there, you wouldn't have to cut or nothing. It fit in there perfect. So you could take my car right now, and everybody's talking about a 15-degree seat. You could put a 15-degree seat in my car right now by just moving the A-frame back a little bit. The same cage construction and everything, and just move the A-frame back. You could put a 15-degree seat in that thing.
Right. We were talking about that today. Because 15-degree, 10-degree, we was talking about safety a little bit. The 10-degree seating position. I mean, I went to PRI. I've had this idea anyway. Safety obviously is a deal, but at PRI, after the Chase Johnson situation this year, safety bigger of a topic than ever, I think, for sprint car racing at PRI. They, for some reason, the higher ups remade they resurrected. No pun intended to Easter. They resurrected the sprint car council that was already around. But regardless, I mean, the 10-degree seating position was one of the things to blame for a lot of lower, especially, and upper body injuries in sprint car racing. And you were talking about how your design, I'll call it, could accommodate a 15-degree seating position, which our guy Chris Ferguson, who does seats at Victory Seats and Victory Seats, I know a lot of people ain't heard of it, but that kind of is the original group from the old Butler Seats regime. So Butler, a lot of the old Butler people moved to Victory Seats with Chris Ferguson after their situation. But he explained how Larry White in the big block world was able to fit a 15-degree seat in his car, and that is such a big advantage when we're talking about pinching a body. I mean, if you sit in a 15-degree seat and I hit you in the lower back with a sledgehammer versus if you're sitting at 20 or 15, that pinching of the back to the hip, it's a vulnerable position when you're stretching that area of the body, and especially if you're in a car and wrecking. So 15 degrees, if you could do that with your car, that's huge.
Yeah, the biggest thing right now is when the rear end, like, okay, just say like Macri's wreck, I don't know this. I'm speaking out of turn right now. I don't know if the rear end hit him in the back of the seat, or if it was just a jolt that he took. I know Kevin Swindell's seat was bent up because the rear end went up there and hit it. I've got pictures of that. It really dented the bottom of the seat up. And that's the way a lot of these wrecks are happening. Like, even if the arms don't break off the car, the rear end comes up there, or the torque tube gets loose, and the torque tube swings. The front of the snout of the rear end comes up there and hits the back of the seat. And we're working right now with that monkey bar system,
XC,
and I'm gonna take that monkey bar system that they use for the seat, and I'm fabricating a plate. I run a plate on my car right now, my personal car. So if that does come up there, it hits the plate, slows it down from hitting the seat. But I'm going to take the monkey bar stuff. I talked to him on the phone, and I'm going to make a plate to fasten the monkey bar stuff on that and put it on the butt bar. So when the rear end comes up there, it'll hit the plate, and still it won't be solid because it'll give. I think they give like 60 or 70 thousandths at what did he tell me? 80 G's. At 80 G's, that thing will give like almost 70 thousandths. So that's enough to keep from running up there and hitting you in the back of the ass with the rear end and stuff, But
Right.
the problem you got is when the arms break off these things and all the components, then this thing the rear end gets slopping around in there. If you ever picked up a rear end, that's heavy, and I mean
Yeah.
it'll just knock the uprights right out of that car.
Mm-hmm.
I even I don't use a hoop in my car. Ever since Tony Stewart blew the driveline out of his car and drove his leg outside the frame, I make aluminum plate to go in there. It's 3/16 thick, and it goes exactly where the hoop is, but it keeps you from two things. Keeps you in bad flips, your flag going back behind the seat, and it also keeps the driveline in there straighter.
Mm.
And I have tore some of these aluminum ones out, but it's slowed it down a lot. It has slowed it down a tremendous lot. And with the aluminum hoop, it'll either it'll just bend it outside, just take it, bend it, or just break the spuds off that's holding it onto the frame. It can't help it. I mean, you got a 3-inch pipe versus a 1-inch pipe. It ain't gonna work,
Right.
But in my car, I use a driveline strap, and I use this aluminum shield in there. So I am safety minded, in the years coming here. I wasn't in my younger years. It was all about however you can make it the lightest, But
Right.
since I got a kid running now, I worry about the safety of it.
Well, and I've only really been, just once again, I mean, if you're able to get a 15-inch or a degree seat in your car, how you are able to construct it, I'm assuming under 8740 ideology, that's huge, just in that degree, because
Yeah, you can just reconstruct the roll cage, and make it work. I mean, there's no issue about that at all. Like I said, just so happens mine might have worked if I just take the A-frame and move it back.
Right.
So
Do you see that being able to happen with all cars that are currently out there? Or is there something you've done to yours?
not the way they make the cages. The cages they try and take the least amount of tubing out of it. Like I said, I put 3 inches more in my cage, so it sets it back a little more. And also, I move my cage back 3 inches because when you're moving the top wing, if you move it back, the top mounts, if you notice, the rear mounts for the back of the wing go downward. So I can just take my wing stand and just move it back, and it goes straight back. Where on other people's cars, it goes downward like an inch or so, because it's in that bad bend part,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's another reason why I've done that the way it is, because I don't want to jack around and if I move my wing back, I just move my bracket back, and I don't even have to think about it, but everybody else has got to measure it and go with the motions and stuff like that,
Well, but for instance, say what you could do with your car to get 15-degree seats in there. It sounds like other guys would have to almost reconstruct the wheel in a way to make that viable.
No, you really can't do it with the cars they have now because it's so close to the tank and everything. You'd have to do something different with the back of the cage.
So there'd still have to be an overall redesign of you could keep the 8740 mainframe going.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
just have to redesign some other
The
area or
top.
mandate some areas. And how do you feel about mandation? I mean, you were talking to me about the hood y'all got that you spent some time developing. That wasn't necessarily for performance advantaging, but they deemed it as so potentially, or the World of Outlaws did. They can make all these regulations and performance, for instance, but what's wrong with some regulations as far as safety? I know they've added some bars and stuff over the years, but it sounds like what you have developed there, where you're able to put a 15-degree seat in there, which everybody at PRI is telling me is the issue, one of the main issues at least, to alleviate
Mhm.
back injuries.
Mhm.
What's the problem with them taking what you got there and saying this needs to be a standard?
Politics.
Oh
And,
God. Oh God. We said you said it, not me. I call it the click. You're calling it politics. Do we
yeah.
vote these people in? I mean, how did they get there? What?
If you really like, okay, like this new hood I come up with, I mean, I put a lot of thought in this thing. This new hood, you actually walk up on the left side of the car, you go over the down tube on the left side, underneath the down tube on the right side. So it's really easy to install. Second of all, when it goes over that down tube, I took and put an area in there that'll blow air back into the MSD box and the generator. So the good air will go right, I'm not worried about the air going into my motor. I just want that airflow to go in around that MSD box so it doesn't get hot and break down and stop working. And then what I do behind my generator, that would be the magneto, I got holes there where it just runs that air right on through that dash. So you're just constantly flowing air through there. And I was told that was going to hold my car down on the left-hand side. And they wouldn't let that go.
Well, it had somewhat of the look, and obviously I'll probably put your video out eventually so people can see more what you're saying, but it had an emulated look, I'll call it, of if people are trying to visualize what you're describing without an image, it kind of had that KKM midget look where you have like that panel on the left side around the snorkel.
Not as bad.
And not as bad. No, 100% not as bad. Well, like I said, we'll get the video out eventually, but not as bad. And you had holes there, so it's not like it was capturing it 100%, right? Because there's airflow going in, and you had a hole for coming out. But just because I'm gonna say it, you're not in the clique, I'll say. No, you're not one of the boys. You're not one of the boys, and then you're not.
I don't have the majority cars no more.
Well, it was. You ain't gotta say it blatantly now. I mean. It doesn't even matter. It ain't like Paul Silva's got a majority of the clique either on this side. But if he had developed something, he's in with the clique, so it's okay. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like what you showed me today. First of all, no, I said Paul Silva, so we got to give High Limit a pass. High Limit did not disqualify your hood, correct?
No,
they allowed it.
Said it was no problem.
Mike Chaz, who is one of your best employees of all time, you told me today. You love him. He worked for you.
Yes, he worked for me for a while, and his dad was my best man at my wedding.
And apparently Mike Hess is one of the best racers out there. I think we should have a match race between Mike Hess and Brian Dunlap one day, but that's just my own personal wet dream. But Mike Hess passed it. High Limit passed it. These are the guys. But the Outlaws did not. And that matters. Even though, and maybe we could talk about it like that, even though High Limit says yes, in the sprint car game, you've been around, obviously, you've done some really big things. Being approved or disapproved by the World Outlaws matters, right? To an innovator of sprint car racing, we still kind of consider that the top of the mountain peak, I would assume,
Right. Oh, Outlaws will always be my key, that's where I grew up. The Outlaws are the Outlaws. I mean, they're the badasses, okay? But now we have another group going out that's pretty badass too, So we got two badass groups. I mean, so nothing bad about either one of them. Both of them are great groups. Just and they're both doing stuff for sprint cars, that need to be done. So
it might just be me, but I hear a lot of people who are relevant extremely in the sport, in the top echelons who deal with these things, that are wanting you to elaborate. When you say the politics of the sport, what are the politics of the sport? Is there a way to define or describe what that is? Like, I slang term it and say, clicks and all that, but someone like
when you ask for permission, you don't get it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to get my way. I don't want to say I want it my way, but I mean, I was nice enough I made this hood. I got about 10 grand in this hood, molds and everything. And I mean, it looks nice. I've ran it throughout the summer, but not an outlaw race. And I mean, there's nothing anybody says, oh, look at that thing. You know what I mean? It's all one piece. It all connects. Um, just I went by the rules. I mean, the normal hoods they run now, like I want to say like the TSR hood and all that, they have 2 air vents in it, and they suck in towards, and I only have 1 air vent in mine,
Hmm.
so it's how you look at it. I'm over it. It's no problem.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I was just wondering if you would elaborate on what the politics are. Who is the politics? What's the politics?
Well, them's your head honchos, of your organizations is what I call the politics.
Well,
the
and that
president.
changes, right? I mean, that changes. I mean,
Well,
do you think, like, for instance, is there loyalty in the politics? Is the politics, like, if we were
I don't want to get
describe,
into that.
well, I'm just saying, like, if the Caesar is, say, for World of Outlaws, they call him the CEO. We'll say Brian Carter Caesar, right? And then if there's diplomacy, who's the senators and who's the governors? Is it like track owners? Is it motor builders? Is it engine or what is it chassis guys? I mean, how does that regulation of power fall through? Because that would be called politics. So who runs the Democratic Republic of the sprint car world that is technically not voted on? I mean, so is that kind of how it works? I mean, is it Pennsylvania? Are they, the secondary politic guy? Like, do they have to pass it through this region, Knoxville, Eldora? I mean, I feel like that's kind of when I look at it and say, what's the politics of the sport? I would think like Outlaws, Pennsylvania, Eldora, Knoxville. If you can get those 3, maybe even Houston's now acquiring power. If you can get those 4 entities on board and to reject or accept something that's happening. Does that make sense?
I would say the biggest guys in the game is definitely Knoxville, the Outlaws, and High Limit. And I don't mean
you don't
out
think
of order.
Pennsylvania? You don't think?
Well,
I mean, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of.
Well, they do. I mean,
A lot of manufacturers over there. Look at all the rear ends.
Yeah.
Look at the motors.
Oh,
I mean, parts.
There's a lot of speed over there, bud. Don't get me wrong. I didn't mean nothing by it. I'm just
asking. I'm just thinking PA plays a little part. That's all I was saying.
Yeah,
I was like, hold on. You might leave one guy out on that, but I hear what you're saying. Continue. Sorry.
But no, yes, definitely Pennsylvania is a player.
I call it a Hollywood. I mean, it is a Hollywood to me. But anyway, continue.
I mean, the rear end people are there to make the rear ends, and
that's what I'm saying.
He's always constantly doing something, and making the sport better. This rear cover that he made, and all that, just all that stuff's nice.
Williams Grove, Lincoln, Port Royal, Baps. I mean, and imagine there is no other place in the world where used 410 parts are more available or sold. There's no other place in the world. There's no way. I mean, it's a big power. Like Knoxville, people always say, "Oh, well, PA is the capital of the sprint car world." I hear this all the time because I deal with PA fans. They're always drunk and obnoxious. But I always say, well, no, Washington, D.C. is the capital, of the country. But Hollywood is in California, and they dictate what people think way more than, I mean, the news networks and everybody is located over there.
I went to Australia with Bell a few years back. I could not believe how their console I mean, you don't wear shorts in the pits. You don't wear if you want a 4-wheeler, you got to wear a helmet.
Yep.
You basically there's a ruler set on top of your roll cage. You got to be so many inches below it. I could not believe what I saw.
The organization is what the professionalism. I'm say.
Like, this is like way ahead of us.
Yes. When I went,
Not even close. You have to have I think you even had to have a certain pit pass to get in.
You can't get a pit pass unless you are a licensed member of Speedway Australia. Correct.
Yes. I was just amazed how.
And if you have a pit pass and you go to buy a beer, they cut it off no matter what. They breathalyze before they go in the pits. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that, but yeah.
I mean, that would help our scene definitely if they had some kind of true, but that's like an insurance thing, right over there. I think
I don't know. I just was amazed by how well they policed that deal. It was unreal.
Okay, so politics. It's Knoxville, Brian Carter, and everybody else doesn't matter. Is what you're saying?
No, I mean, what I'm saying is, when I asked for permission, like I asked for permission at high limit, they said no problem. I asked for permission at Outlaws, they said no. I mean, that's as far as I went. I didn't go to Knoxville. I'm like, okay, they don't want it. So I left it alone. Maybe politics wasn't the right word to say.
It might be the right one. I think it is. I think you're right because, if you were, well, this is why I call it in with the click. It's different. If, for instance, if Shark Racing developed your hood, would it be rejected or would it be like the news story of the week? And no hating on them. I'm not hating on Logan I'm just saying, like, they're in with the tour. They're
Right.
Innovative thinking. Like if Jacob Allen, he develops this thing, like I could see that being like a selling point of innovation versus an outsider doing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm not going to mention no names. I had somebody on the inside, a couple of different people approach them and ask why, and they just said, we don't want that thing, so that's fine. We can go on with something else. Let's talk about something else.
Well, you didn't ever finish your career. I wanted to talk about that. So you had this supercar come out. This changed the sprint car world there with the 20. What happened after that? I mean, obviously you're at Eagle, you're kicking ass, you're developing things. What happened after that? I want to finish this. How did we get to Jerry Russell today? That's the question.
Oh, okay. So we was pumping like 500 cars a year. We were selling across the seas. We was doing really good. And, and then naturally we had a problem with our politics over here with 9/11 and all that, and it slowed up everything and kind of fell off a little bit there. And then I had a guy walk in my front door of my shop one day that I was selling cars to from Australia, and he wanted to buy my business. And I'm like, really? And so anyway, he wanted to be a partner, and I didn't want to be a partner. And so anyway, make a long story short, 4 months later, he approached me again, and I sold it to him.
It was that many zeros, you're saying? That many zeros?
Well, it wasn't no zeros. It was just I sold it to him.
Okay. Good take.
So anyway, we I ended up staying there. I did a 5-year non-compete deal and all that, and it wasn't going good. He had different ideals than I had, and it was really spiraling down. And so anyway, I ended up leaving there
after the 5 years.
No, I left about 3.
Oh wow! But you couldn't compete for 2. You were done. You were going to go take a vacation, I guess.
I end up just jacking around at home doing stuff and racing with my kid and having fun and all that. Okay.
This is like 2011 or what?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
11, yeah, about 14, 13, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, 13, 14, something like that.
Okay.
12, I don't know. So anyway, I had a nice little shop there, just a workshop there at my house. And, you can't work at your house doing this stuff and all that. So anyway, make a long story short, we decided as a family to uproot and move to Missouri. And the reason we uprooted was because one of my customers, Randy Martin, found a building down here. And I went and looked at it, and it was a little town called Russellville, 800 people. And I said, before I look at it, I told my wife, I said, if this thing's anything at all, I'm buying it. I said, Russellville, it's got to be us.
I couldn't believe it today when they said Jerry Russell's in Russellville. I said, what the hell? Did he buy the fucking town? I mean, what's going on here? I mean, but anyway.
So we looked at about 8 places down here in Missouri. And I wanted to stay close to home because my mom was not good. So anyway, we ended up moving to Russellville, Missouri. And I love it. It's about 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from Lake of the Ozarks. It's really nice down here. So anyway, I started building race cars, and it's just, I didn't do it like that. I slowly got into it and did one here, one there, and then I started doing 3 and 4, and then it just started picking up. And because, I was just
Now
having fun.
you did just mention Christopher Bell.
Hmm.
When did you start being involved with
Well,
him? Because that's about the era he
well,
started coming up. I mean,
when I left Eagle, Bobby Kraft called me with the Brandon Berryman deal, and he says, "Hey, you want to come and race this kid by the name of Christopher Bell?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I ain't doing nothing anyway." And my kid was in high school playing sports and all that. And I said, "Yeah, I'll do that." So I went out on the road with him, and me and this Christopher Bell, we hit it off. I mean, he's a quiet kid. He was really good on the wheel. Had a lot of potential, I thought, and which he now does have a lot of potential since winning the Cup
right,
deal.
right.
But yeah, and we ended up winning a lot of races. We won the short track nationals. We won quite a few other races, Um, won some seconds and thirds and that, and the kid was unbelievable. I mean, totally unbelievable. So anyway, so I did that, and that kind of got me a little more feedback out there. Then I went to Australia with him, and I got back from Australia. Brian Clausen called me. He was putting that Woods deal together.
Mm.
He says, "You want to come work for me for a couple, 3 or 4 weeks?" And I go, "Yes." I went out there, and I stayed out there in California for 3 or 4 weeks with him running that Woods deal. And then I come back, and then I'm fired up now. I want to do something,
I mean, you just got off. You were down, and you building a
Yeah,
car, and then now you're with Chris Bell in Australia, and
yeah,
then Brian Clausen. Yeah, you're
yeah, yeah.
you're almost feeling it. The bones are shaking.
So then I get the bug, and then I end up moving down here, and that's where I'm at, And then a guy by the name of A.G. Raines called me. Hey, build me a car. So I built him a car. Sammy was running it, and I'd never been close to Sammy the whole time I've raced. I was on the other side of the fence. I was on the Kinser side,
Oh, but y'all
trying to
provided
compete.
cars to Sammy or no, Max?
No, I never.
Okay,
No, when I was there, no, I never.
okay.
But anyway, I was on the other side of the fence, so I never really got to work with Sammy. So I got to know him a little bit through AG, and he won the short track national in my car. He won numerous races. He won
This
the
is the Black 3 car.
Knoxville.
Some people may remember that
Yep,
Black 3,
yep.
yellow number
He
3.
won the Knoxville 360s in it and that, and so I mean, he was rolling that thing pretty good, and so anyway, we kind of got away from each other there. He went a different direction from AG and that, and then here last year, he's driving that midget for that David Ward. So I got back tied up with him again, and working with him and David Ward on this midget program. I do a pavement midget now for him, and I've built, I don't know, 10 or so for him. And I'm doing another 10
Yeah,
now.
you showed me the one he put in the front damn wall there at
Mhm.
IRP earlier
Yeah,
today. I mean, that didn't look
yeah,
good. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
he's
It
70 years
happens.
old. What do you do? Your chassis did protect him. We got to give you that, right? I mean, you did protect the 70-year-old into the front straightaway at IRP. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, and I just never was that close to Sammy, where I could call him and bullshit with him and all that. So when he flipped at the Chili Bowl this year, I called him. I says, "Hey, how sore was you that next morning?" "Oh, I wasn't too bad," he said. That's the first time I really got to bullshit with him, not racing. You know what I mean?
hmm.
And anyway, make a long story short. Anyway, I done the AG car, and so I started getting on quite a few 360. Well, meantime, I've been doing cars for Blake Hahn and Emmett Hahn and Tommy Hahn. For the Hahn family, I was doing all their micros and stuff when I was at Eagle.
And you had some JJR stuff too. I saw that as well.
Yeah. Well, getting back to this micro thing, I've been doing Blake's stuff since, God, I don't know. I was building micros, and they had some of my micros. Then they got into the sprint car stuff, and they've had my stuff ever since. So I've built cars for him ever since he's been about 14.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. So, I mean, we talk about it every day on the phone, and it's more than just a customer. So anyway, I got that going, and Blake has won a lot of races in that 360 thing, and I started getting a lot of 360 and a lot of 305 calls. Kind of stayed out of that outlaw deal because I just didn't want all the hassle of the outlaw thing. I was enjoying what I'm doing, and so I got building cars for at Tanner Kid out there in Oklahoma, and Sylvester, and just a lot of different 305 guys, and they were kicking butt. And I mean, so my 305 thing was like really picking up. So I just like, hanging loose there, So I got messing with Chatty with the hybrider thing, and hybrider had my cars, would have been 2-3 years ago. Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, and Chatty Seibert was the mechanic on it, and we became pretty close friends. So he worked on the hybrider's car, and then when he went to work for Fisher, they ran the Maxim car, and so the first year on the outlaw deal. So then me and Chad got talking, and I offered to build up some cars, and they took me up on it. So that's how I got into the Fisher camp there.
So is that really your first re-entry into the national 410 scene? Is there with Garrett?
Yeah.
Like in the full-time gig?
Yes. And
when did they make that switch? This year?
Yeah, this winter I built him a car at the end of last year. They ran it like 6 times, and he did really good at Charlotte. I think he timed in quick time and second quick time at Charlotte, and so then they took my stuff and I built them some stuff this winter, and that's what they've been racing ever since.
Wow. Because a lot of people have said, man, Garrett's looking quick this year. They had a little slump there, but that's a slump with the Outlaws is 10th, I mean, that's not really a slump.
It was a little motor issue, but it wasn't the motor builder. It was like a coil wire. It was just goofy little shit to happen, But no, they really gel together. Them two really work together well. It seems to be a really nice team. The tire changers, they're all real friendly over there with each other and me. And like the other day, they stopped by just to bullshit with me. We're about 12 miles away, so we're pretty tight. Seeing each other and that, so we can kick things around each other all the time.
But that's it. I'm assuming based on what you're explaining, you're like, all right, Garrett, here's these cars. I'll give you as many as you need, but if other people come knocking, you're not giving it. You're done. You're doing 305s, 360s. You're done with that scene, or? No,
here's the deal. I don't talk to Garrett. I talk to him, but we don't talk racing.
Okay.
I mean, we bullshit and all that. That's not my job. Chatty takes care of all that goes along with Garrett. I have nothing to do with that input on Garrett. So that's how it should be done too. You should only be to your crew chief,
Right. Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, if a guy from PA says, man, I like how that Garrett Williamson's looking in the JR1. I want 10 of them tomorrow. You don't want that.
Well, I wouldn't mind,
Do you know what I mean by that? Like, I feel like that when you explained earlier, I don't really want to do with that scene. I feel like that's how that scene operates. That scene operates in a very monkey see, monkey do fashion. And you could be just sitting there doing nothing one day, and if one of your products goes good, like a Garrett, now all of a sudden everybody wants it, and you're swamped, and you're not going to go to sleep for the next, 7 months building cars to fulfill the trend.
That's the way I was this winter. I've done nothing but work 7 days a week.
Okay, but so you're up for it. You're up for the challenge. If PA wants your cars, they can have them.
I'm up for a challenge. It's no big deal. But I'm really, I don't need a bunch of outlaw people. I mean, I'm satisfied with what I have. I mean, I'm not greedy at all. And my goal is to win the Knoxville National again. I want to make my 11th car win there.
You want a Knoxville? You want one more? You showed me 10. More. For the record, I don't think you said it earlier. You have 10 Knoxville Nationals currently, correct? In your shop, to your name at least.
I have built 10 cars that won the Knoxville Nationals, and I'm not greedy. I want 11.
You want 11. You're trying to match Donnie. That's what it's all about. Just say it. You just say it. You're trying. Well, you're trying. You and Donnie are tied. You're tired of this shit. You're taking his North Dakota ass down. Do it right now. I'll call him. Hold on. Let me get him.
I really think Chatty can get a really good run at it this year. I really do.
Well, Garrett's really good at Knoxville.
Yep. I really think he can make it well. Yep.
Well, 2 weeks from now, are you really looking forward to that then? That Knoxville April date to see how that
Yeah,
combo
see what we're
goes?
gonna
I
do.
mean, you
Yeah.
gave Danny Lasoski his first Knoxville Nationals. That should make you Knoxville royalty. I am just saying that's what it should do, right? I mean,
Yeah. Let's just see. You know, everything's got to gel.
is there
And
a
right now it's rolling pretty good. So
is there a certain chassis you told him, here's your Knoxville car? When you made him some cars, did you say, here it is?
well, me and Chatty talked. Chatty wanted some stuff he wanted done. I said, no problem, we'll do it. And so we call it the 2319 car.
The 2319 car. So there's there's a car designated for your potential 11th Knoxville Nationals.
Because we built the 19 cars and we used Chatty's ideal, and when Chatty was there, we used his ideals there, so we call it the 2319 car.
Okay. Are you thinking it could work? I mean, you should know, right? I mean,
oh yeah, it's pretty good proof in the pudding right now.
I mean, this is true.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yep.
Okay, so that's how we got here today. You have to at least tell this wing story. You have to tell the wing story. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Please explain. I know we're jumping off topic here, but this wing story of the air on how you don't have to describe the casualty situation. You can ignore it, but talk about this truck wing story. Do you know what I mean by this? Or
we have to start from the beginning. We're
going to take it back. Take it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were in Dallas, and this car was running around there. I'm not going to get into the particulars of it, but the wing fell down on the front of it. And I mean, the back came up, and I'm standing with Karl. I hate to keep saying Karl, but we were pretty Siamese at the hip. Anyway, and we look at each other and we go, that wing flew up in the back. And we looked at each other and we go, it'll have no downforce on the back. Because what happened was the rear wing stand back, had slip slides. Well, the slip slides got loose, and the wing just went straight up in the back and went down on the front of the car. And the back of the wing was like 90 degrees, I want to say. And he was going wide open down the straightaway. And we looked at each other and we're like, what in the hell is going on? So anyway, this is how freak things happen, okay? So we came home and we're still talking about this deal, and he goes, we need to move that wing forward. And I'm like, yeah. He calls me, he goes, we can move that wing forward and put it on the down tubes. And I go, okay. And he says, then if we put it on the down tubes, I can make a wing with runners in it. And then I can put everything up inside the wing. And I go, all right. He goes, but we got to know where to put the wing at. I said, okay, I'll figure this out, So I got a car together with a hood and everything on it. I built a rack in the back of the truck. If people can remember the rack, I used to haul cars on it all the time. So anyway, I took the car and put it in the back of the pickup truck, which is above the bed, and the whole car was up there, hood, top wing, nose wing, everything.
In the back of a damn truck.
Pickup truck, yeah. A club cab. What they call them, club cabs. It wasn't a 4-door truck. It was a club cab.
These youngins don't know what a club cab is, but the old ones do. Continue.
So we go out on the Interstate 72, hadn't been built yet, and that's the road going to Jacksonville, Illinois, and it was all 4-lane out there, but it wasn't open to the public. So we got out there.
So there's a There's a construction highway.
Yes.
Not open to the public.
Yeah.
And these dumbass sprint car rednecks trying to do something with a wing.
Hillbillies.
These hillbillies have went out and
I would like to
broken federal laws for the. Go ahead.
I would like to say we put in our CAD system and figured it out.
Okay. But anyways. You put a damn. Did it have no wheels on the car? I'm assuming just the frame.
No wheels, just the frame, body.
In the back of a truck.
Yes, and we had it anchored down.
Down, so secured at least, right? Secured.
Yeah, oh yeah,
But you
sure.
break federal state laws and impede onto a state contracting
See,
construction
we didn't
zone.
think of it that way. We didn't think of
You
it
did
that way.
you
We thought
okay,
of it as a
exactly. Drunk rednecks.
we
Continue. Well,
thought of it as
you
a
were so okay. So
we
go
thought of
ahead.
it as a test.
So for set the scene, there is a
We thought of it
closed
as a test.
highway
Okay,
with a car in a full developed car in the
and
back
we
of a.
knew,
a-
we
Okay,
knew there was a 15-mile stretch there from Springfield to New Berlin, Illinois, and New Berlin is where Bishop's at now.
Brandon
That's where
Shepherd.
his shop.
Yes.
Yep. So anyway, we've become. I'm close with that family too. So
So
anyway,
did they know you were doing this?
no, this is
Okay,
nobody.
I didn't know if you were
doing this.
telling all your friends, "Hey, we're about to go fucking, parade this
So
sprint car on this closed highway." But anyway, continue.
I mean, the whole town knew me. Hard to tell what I would do. So anyway, I built a wing stand. I will build a wing stand in the back, and what it did, it had springs on it, and it collapsed. So Karl says, we need to know about 80, 90 mile an hour when that thing starts to collapse. So anyway, so I built this wing stand, and it had springs on it, and and I made it so it wouldn't go up. And we go down this 72, Interstate 72.
A closed section of 70.
Yes.
A private
So
sector.
there was 15 miles of it. Yeah, I can't make this up. And the guy,
I
that was in
mean,
the
I'm
back
just
of the
saying,
truck,
you broke every state law there was. Obama's turning in his grave.
and then the guy that was in the back of my truck was my buddy Randy Colliver, and he's passed away now. But I mean, there was a guy that works for him still alive, Billy Hodson. There was a lot of guys know what we did. So anyway, so we got this thing going down 72, and I mean, I got this thing flogging about 90 miles an hour. And with that wing on that air, on that board, the steering wheel of the truck was, it was turned like 90 degrees. I mean, so
You were
truck
yawed over. You were yawed over, technically.
we were yawed, yeah. I mean, we're all bent over. The steering
Who's
wheel on the truck,
monitoring the car? What's going on? How is that happening?
so my buddy Randy Colliver's got his ass in the seat looking over the back underneath the car to see if I had tethers on it and all kinds of stuff for wind. Anyway, he's looking through the back window. It had a slide back window on it that opened up. And anyway, so he's looking down underneath there to see when the wind was going to collapse down. And so he's like, it's starting to come down. He says, he's getting excited. He goes, it's starting to come down. And I go, it's about 90 miles an hour right now. And I says, I don't think we can get this thing going any faster. I said, it's like wide open. And he goes, we're down now. He says, it's coming down. I said, okay. And I looked over, and there's a cop sitting on the side of the road, on the left-hand side of the road.
You're going to prison.
By the New Berlin exit, okay? So anyway, we shot off the New Berlin exit, handled right, actually went down there by Shep's shop, which it wasn't there then, and then took the old road back to Springfield. And the cop never did chase us. I don't know why. I don't know if he's seen it. He had to see us.
He had to see you. You technically evaded arrest. So I hope there's statute of limitations. I'm assuming the Shepherd family knows the cop personally.
But he could have caught us, because when we got off the interstate, we were going slow. I mean,
now hold on. Here's my question: when you were getting to 90 miles an hour, you already said the truck was yawing over, and this was an older sprint car. Did it have an engine in it, or was it engineless?
No, there was no engine.
Okay, was the front end getting light on you? Was the wing pulling the truck down?
Yes, the truck was actually, it was like a wing car. It was like yawed down, and the steering wheel was...
The right front was in the air going down the highway. And this cop looks over and sees this shit. I mean, there wasn't cell phones at the time.
Only thing I got to think of, it had to be somebody that knew me. It had to be. Or the guy was sound asleep out on the highway.
Wow. Okay, so you get back. You learn, I guess, at this point, that at 90 miles per hour.
When we got back, we were so wired up, it was unreal.
Just from the experience?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So did you actually learn something? What did you learn in this experiment?
We learned the wing on down tube actually put more weight on the back of the wing, on the very back of the wing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
what did
So
y'all
you moved.
do? Okay.
So then what we did was we played with it up and down. We moved it like 2 inches from where we had. That's where the two wing posts come from nowadays.
I've seen
Mm.
cars with two wing posts. I'm curious. That relates to this
The
actual
front,
multi-state, run from the law situation.
the front wing posts are the original post, and then eventually we went to the back post.
Okay,
So
so when I see a sprint car with two wing posts, it
yeah, the front
originates
post.
from running from the state patrol officers at Brandon Shepherd's family
Yeah,
shop in
yeah,
Illinois
yeah.
with this situation occurring. Are you
Yep.
serious? You're not kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I do. I used to have a witness, but he passed away. But we told everybody at the shop what happened. So I mean, I have enough other people that know the story.
But technically,
And the,
this is this is sprint car guys or the stock car guys. Their innovations in a wind tunnel. This was the
yes,
wind tunnel for the
yes.
modern day sprint car wing, is what you're saying to
Hey,
me.
poor people got poor ways, you know.
Well, I mean, I, I, technically, every
I
sprint
wouldn't even
car.
think about doing that nowadays.
Well, I hope not. I'm just. It just blows my mind that every sprint car driver today owes their at least respects to this
but
high speed scenario in
but
eastern Illinois or western Illinois.
but I was 30 years old. You know, you just do dumb things when you're 30. You know.
Is that the best story you got? Is there any other
That's
ones?
no, that's about it.
Oh, I feel like the other ones you can't tell. Those are the ones with the skeletons in the closet. I feel like.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Oh God! Speaking of skeletons, I'm curious on these things. There's a few questions I had written down here before you get off the show. We've had you here for over an hour.
Hmm.
I do want to know this because you seem like you know a lot about racing and you've innovated the sport. I think the sport owes some, at least historical gratitude. I mean, listen to the damn story you just told. I
Let me
mean,
let me tell you one thing.
the wings on their cars are because of you, Jerry. Did you not hear your story there? You risked your entire fucking freedom for their ass. They better get on their knees and come. Anyway, continue. Russellville, Missouri. Go get them. What do you want to say?
I said, just remember, you can learn something every day with a wing sprint car.
Okay.
Everything changes.
Everything changed. Well, I mean, Garrett Williamson might win this weekend. I mean, it's a high probability.
I hope. I hope.
I mean, he did a lot of years at Huset's as well. You know, I think anybody who's
Yep.
good at Huset's is going to be good at I-55. Very similar tracks, you know. So,
Yep.
but I am curious. I do have some things written down. You seem like you have some lineage. We'll call it. How about that? Lineage. That's a broad term in sprint
Okay.
car racing. You did mention working close with Steve. You did mention a little bit of an association there with Sammy. You obviously worked decently close with Daniel Lasoski. Tony Stewart, I'm assuming you were a part of his dirt racing career as well. But we think of the racing world, and these two questions are going to be of the present and of the past. Wolfgang, Swindell, Kinser. What's your opinions on these three different guys? You know, you talked about Karl and Steve there. Obviously, you were a part of the glory years of Steve Kinser, I would call it. He was kind of, a lot of people like to give a lot of credit to Karl for Steve's success. Obviously, look what Karl did with Mark. But then when they look at Sammy and Doug, they see a lot of, Sammy being like a driver, crew chief. But I've heard Doug had a lot of help throughout the years too. How do you view these three? I guess I would call it legendary icons. You got to almost put two words together. You can't say legends and icons. You got to put them together. Sprint car racing. What do you think of these three guys, and what do you think makes them all three different? And I'm assuming you would agree. You can't mention Steve without Karl.
Right. Steve Kinser is just a bull. I mean, he's a guy that, I mean, he give it 100% all the time. 110. Karl knew the buttons to push to get him to do it, and he was unbelievable. He's kind of like the nowadays Kyle Larson. He was just unbelievable. Sammy was a very, very smart, intelligent, knows a lot about a lot of things, kind of his own deal, had really no help along. Doug, I don't know him personally, but I know he's a very smart fella. He was physically fit. That's why he's alive today.
All three of these
Very
guys are
knowledgeable.
alive right now, for the record. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep.
although somehow
Yep.
Dane Lasoski is
Well,
67 and he looks 50. I mean, I don't know how he's 67. Lasoski's in tremendous
I'll
shape
tell
for
you though,
67 years old. I can't believe I saw that.
if Doug wasn't in physical good shape, that crash with the fire, it would have done him in. He was in very good physical shape.
For
He
sure.
told me a little story. He told me a little story one time. I
He's
talked to him.
73.
I
By
wrote-
the way, the ages, we looked it up today. Doug is the oldest of the three. He is 73. Steve is 71 and Sammy is 70. And which that's what kind of blew my mind when I learned Lasoski was 67. I mean, the guy looks extremely, I mean,
Mhm.
he's right there in the range. But continue. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to point that
That's
out.
right.
Doug is the
That's fine.
oldest of the big three that we
That's
consider.
fine. Well, Doug told me one time we talk when we run into each other. It's like an hour conversation. It's just we bounce things off everybody. Anyway, he told me one time. He says, "I tell you what," he says, "I went out there." He says, and we was at, I think he said Dallas, and he says, and Steve liked to drink, okay, and he says, I kept feeding him beer. He said, and I backed off my beer. He said, and he says I just totally got him blitzed. He says. And he said, I'm going to beat his ass in tomorrow's night's race, he said. And he said, that SB beat me again, he said. he said he was unreal. He said, I tried to get him totally drunk one night and so I could whip him the next day, and he said I couldn't do it.
I mean, there is something to party all night, win all tomorrow. I mean, I specifically remember being up till 5 a.m. at Lenny's, which is a very prominent area at the Chili Bowl, with Brian Clausen, and then he won the damn race the next day. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can, but I mean, you can party all night and still get up the next day and put it on them. I think talent's natural. You can't teach it. I think that's what makes some of these guys so special. You know, you mentioned Kyle. I think he's special as well. I think in today's world, you know, I said that today with you in the shop. I think Bell's just as good as Kyle. I mean, before Kyle had his inward situation and got to drive every car under the sun, that was a legitimate debate. I don't know if, for instance, if Bell said the word and got to do everything Kyle did, opportunity-wise, if Bell would have done anything less, he might have did the same thing. We'll call it a push. You know what I mean by that? I also say that for a lot of the dirt racers currently. I think there's a lot of guys who could get the same opportunities that those guys do, whether that's cup or dirt, and do the same damn things. I mean, David Gravel got in a Silver Crown car, missed qualifying because the thing wouldn't start, came from the back and almost beat Kyle Larson, finished second from dead last. He got a truck opportunity with no practice in COVID and ran 10th at Michigan. You know, I mean, that shows you that our dirt guys, you know, a lot of people like to give stock. And this is an issue with the Corey Days and stuff of today. They like to give a lot of stock to these guys who go to NASCAR and win and do that. And, they're diverse. It's like, ain't nobody, all these guys ain't able to just go and do that. You know, I mean, if they all got to do it and he outdid them, then okay. But this racing thing ain't football. We ain't going out there and picking up the ball and throwing it. You know, it takes a lot of money to do some of this stuff. So, how do you see modern talent? I mean, look at the world we got today. You got Gravel, you got Larson, you got Bell, you got Kofoid. Look at the high limit bunch. Look what Thorson's doing with his mind with Stevie Smith. That's got to be impressive for you. Aaron Reitzel, who I would consider one of the best driver crew chiefs in the game. Logan Schuhart's a driver crew chief. What do you think? I just asked you about the old bunch. What do you think of the new bunch as being one of the godfathers of sprint car racing?
Well, first of all, you got to want it. You know, you just can't wear sunglasses and sandals and think you're a sprint car racer. You have to want it. And there's some guys out there that want it. And them's the guys that'll win races. Now,
you can have sunglasses and sandals, but you still got to want it. You know, Kyle's with the flat bill and all that, with his sandals and his little kids with the pacifiers. I'm just saying, you say you still got to want. I mean, I do honor Kyle. We talked about this today. The one
I just
thing
can't believe he's not burnt out.
Exactly.
I just can't. I just
Go ahead.
hats off to him because I'm telling you, he is just unbelievable. I
That's
mean,
crazy, ain't it? Like
the
the
pace
son of
he
a
does.
bitch will race 4 days a week and be committed for
Yeah,
7.
yeah,
I mean, that
unbelievable.
is, I mean, some of these other guys, I could do what Kyle could do. Maybe you could on the track. Maybe. That's what I'm
Mm.
saying. You might have the talent. But do you
He
have the
still has that
drive?
want.
That's what I'm saying. What you said. Do you still
Yeah.
have that drive to get up every day and bleed for it? Every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
think
he's a
that's what you're
family
saying.
man too.
That's what I
He's a
mean.
family man.
Every day.
Yeah.
He's got to deal with Caitlin, which, oh my God, we ain't got to talk
Yep.
about that. He got to deal with Owen yelling about
Yeah.
some McDonald's that wasn't right, you know, lattes and all this shit. I mean, I'm just saying, he's running. Remember the one year he ran in Perth, Australia, and they ended on Monday on their time, and then he took a flight and landed at the shootout on like
Yep.
Thursday our
Yep.
time, and then qualified for the race, and then still went out and partied, and then still did the orgies. No, I'm just kidding. Still went out and did all the part, and then still ran second and won the what? What are you talking about?
I
And
was
then
I was dead to the world this flight that I went over there when I got back. Not alone taking race another week.
that is the one thing I could give Kyle Larson over David. I know David. Everybody thinks I love David Gravel. That's the one thing I could give to Kyle Larson, probably over anybody. Over Max Verstappen. They try to compare Max Verstappen and Kyle on the world stage. Kyle Larson, of any race car driver in the world, races and is dedicated and has the drive more than any of you, based on results. Now, maybe if these other guys had those opportunities to keep on racing and all this time and all that, we don't know that. But he's proving it. Meanwhile, I hate to say this, maybe you can have an opinion, and I'll fill you in. Meanwhile, we had this debate with Danny Dietrich. Do you know who Danny Dietrich is? He's a very rude, obnoxious PA sprint car driver who can somewhat drive.
Speaks his mind.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know if it's his mind or his third leg that's speaking most of the time. But he's got something, but he had this issue with Connor where they were talking about the outlaw schedule. Is it outlaw tough? And Danny Dietrich says, well, I don't think it's that tough, really. What are you talking about? He's like, I run 120 races a year and y'all run 90. And, I run 3 nights a week. Y'all run 2 nights a week and you got 5 days off, And then he kind of made fun and said, well, the outlaw schedule's tough, and he said, oh, I guess driving a truck down the road's so hard. He's kind of got a point, though. Like, that's what I mean when I'm making this Larson comparison. You look at like a David Gravel lifestyle. He goes to the track, just the drivers, not the cars and all that, not the teams. That's probably tough. But look at the gravel. He flies in day before, nice hotel, beautiful wife, family's there, kids, drives the car, wins 2 nights, gets a hotel Saturday night. Maybe he goes to a local or a traveling basketball or whatever game on Sunday, and then flies home Monday and spends the rest of the week in Florida, and then flies out on the next Thursday.
I'll tell you what,
I'm just saying, if you listen to Danny Dietrich, I mean, yeah, for a driver who goes and works on the week as driving and then works through the week like a PA driver like him, I could see the comparison being like, yeah, that outlaw schedule sounds like paradise,
Yeah. I mean, I give those mechanics a hats off because
mechanics and crew guys, another story.
That thing is just unbelievable, the work they got to put into and stuff. But the owner, driver, mechanic, like you said, Danny, that's tough. I mean, he probably drives his own rig. He works on his own car and drives, I mean, that's tough.
Compared to an outlaw driver, not a crew, not an outlaw crew. Outlaw crew is probably one of the hardest jobs in motorsports, being an outlaw crew.
Yep.
Driver now? I don't know. Driver? I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
Kyle as a driver, though, I think that's where Kyle does have the grit that maybe some of these guys don't have. If I was David Gravel, for instance, I wouldn't go home to Florida, even if I had a kid. Kyle's got a kid. What's your excuse? I would be like, all right, I'm off Saturday night to the next Friday Outlaw show. I need to do something. I need to be like, if I'm David Gravel, I'm trying to expand my brand. I'm not going to be a NASCAR star. I wanted to be Jeff Gordon growing up. He cries about it because he's not. I'm poking fun at him, but I'm saying, hey, maybe I should go run this super late model on Tuesday night, or maybe I should go run this big block modified in New York. That's what Kyle does, right? Like, he flies around and jumps in everything he can, no matter if it's a big, glorious stage or not. Like, that would be my criticism for the David Gravels or the Carson Macedos or the Buddy Kofoids or any of these guys who are, just drivers of the car. They're not driving the truck up and down the road. They're not going to the damn maintenance side of the facility. Aaron Reitzel, he gets a pass. Tanner Thorson, you may get a pass. You're working on the fucking car. That's your job. But these guys who are strictly drivers and they're World of Outlaw sprint car drivers, and you want to be a driver? Look at what Kyle does. He shows up wherever he can, whatever opportunity he can manifest, and he drives. And that's a grind that Kyle Larson is doing that I don't see any other driver in the world doing. But maybe some of these Outlaw guys could learn from that. I'm sure they could find a dirt race to go to. Jack, I would say the closest thing I could think of a schedule in my head to that style in modern times would be like a Jack Hewitt. You know what I mean by that? Like Jack Hewitt, you could find him driving something almost every day of the week. I'm assuming
Kenny
you know
Schrader
who that
was
is.
that way. Kenny Schrader was that way. He picked up and went wherever he could drive. He drove anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, how much would that raise the profile, for instance? Just curiosity, your opinion. If you got to get off the phone, you do. But we're talking about Kyle Larson, and Kyle watches the show. Caitlin's a big fan, probably a bigger fan than Kyle. They named their daughter after me. My mom's name. My mom's name was Audrey. That's why they named her Audrey Larson. We can't be telling nobody that, but that's a secret. We're keeping it under wraps. This is why Caitlin made it happen. But regardless, we're talking about Kyle Larson, and people think Larson has it great, but the son of a bitch races all the time, like you were talking about in the shop today, and I agree with you. He does not take any time off. If he can get behind the wheel of a car, he's doing it. And could you imagine if these outlaw or high limit drivers outside of Reitzel and Thorson, who are not, they're driver crew chiefs, maybe even Brett Marks, you could pass him off. But imagine if like Gravel and Kofoid was actively shopping or finding or trying to do something in anything, whether it's a micro somewhere on a Monday or Tuesday or a Thursday or a stock car or a late model. Could you imagine how much that would raise their profile in the motorsports world? Like that would be huge. If David Gravel was running an IMCA stock car, after I-55 before Jacksonville, there's a 4,000 to win IMCA stock car race in Eastern Iowa, and David Gravel's gonna be there. Like that would make him a star all of a sudden in the fender world. Like it would raise his profile in our dirt world, just like Kyle does with our sprint car world, if that makes sense.
Yep. It's a tough deal.
I talk too much. I could tell you have nothing to respond to. I ramble sometimes. I'm sorry. Blame the Yingling. Blame the Yingling. You're done with me. I'm sorry to embarrass myself at the end of the show. Is there any apologies?
No, I'm good.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what do you think of the current state of sprint car racing? What do you think of the situation right now? Outlaws, high limit, the stars of each side. What do you think of
probably the best
talent?
it's ever been?
You
probably
think
the
so?
best it's ever been. Yes. Strongest it's ever been. And I can't believe it for the amount of money everything costs.
Do you think it should cost or pay more? Should it? I don't know if we can ever get the cost down. Do you think we can get the pay up more? I always do reference on my shows,
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
You
10,000.
got to get the people to the grandstand.
Huh?
You got to get the people. You got to get the people in the grandstand. Okay. And if you can't get them in the grandstand because the economy's so screwed up, what do you do?
I think a lot of weekly racing suffers from a grandstand issue, but I don't see any of the national stuff really having that problem. if that makes sense. A lot of the most of your outlaw shows are stacked, stand wise.
A lot of people save their money for the big shows. The spectators do. To me, I sit and I watch on TV. I can watch PA, Midwest, and West Coast and never leave my chair.
Right.
And talk to everybody I want to talk to at the track. So I used to do 100 and some races a year myself, and I don't do anything anymore.
That's you. That's you. 81 was stacked. Creek County was standing room only. KSP was as well. Talladega was full.
That's what I said.
I'm just saying, like they're full. Like, what do you mean more people?
It's spring and everybody's wanting to do something. Yeah, I can see.
Well, but that's also their only chance to watch a race. The World of Outlaws, at least.
Right.
I think weekly racing is done. I think it's
slowing down.
It's done. Regional is tough. I'm surprised Power Eyes able to have their purse paid for the crowd they bring. I think that's very tough. I do always reference, 1984's Kings Royal. Steve Kinser won $50,000 that year, and the Talladega 500 paid $47,000. So technically Kinser won more than a NASCAR driver in one night. And 10,000 in 1985 for a regular race is way different than 12,000 today. I think we can definitely make that discrepancy.
Right.
For a 12,000, even though the Outlaws are up to 12,000 and high limits 10, is that not still so out of whack for what y'all were racing for? A regular Outlaw show back in your day, 80s, 10,000. 10,000 in 95 was worth way more in that economy than 12,000 or 10,000 today. That's a big swing. I don't know if we're going to fix the cost, but we could fix the payout maybe. I'm not sure. This is a very interesting topic. I'm curious on your opinions.
And I don't know if I have an opinion on it, to be honest with you. You got to get to the people to the racetrack, and I don't know how you're going to do it. It's a changing world. It's a lot of people that live and breathe this sprint car racing is passing away to a younger generation. They really don't care about racing. They play on their phone and whatever, and drive through town. There's nobody working in their house on a hot rod car no more. You just don't have them people no more.
Well, but a World of Outlaw race is still full, and a World of Outlaw race used to pay $10,000 in 95 with the same full grandstands as it does now for 12. Like I-55 is $12,000 to win this week. I-55 in 1995 was 10. That's only a $2,000 increase when a brand new GMC Dually in 1995 was $14,000. You know what I'm saying? Like a new Dually now is 95. What are you talking about? You're only
what I worry about is the guy from 10th on back.
Yeah,
is the guy you got to worry about, because if you don't have the guy 10th on back, you don't have 20 cars at your show no more.
Yeah, I get that for sure. And streaming is a question mark. They are making a lot of money, I believe, in streaming. Are they giving a fair share back? Are they? They can say they are, but they keep hiring new people and they keep expanding and signing contracts with new entities, and they're paying for those, I would assume. So if you got all this money to spend, why ain't it going back to the people making sure you have a product to sell, which is the car owners and the teams,
That's another package of worms I don't need to get into.
What do you mean? Open the worms. You're on the Chaz. This is your chance. This is your chance to tell the world. Come on now, JR1. Let's go, Jerry Russell. We're breaking Illinois state laws, running from the cops to develop the modern sprint car wing. Come on, let her rip.
That's different.
No. This is running from the law. This is what we're doing right now. We're running from the law live. Oh God! All right, you got to go to bed. I feel like it's fine.
All right, bud.
Well,
All right.
thank you
Good
for your
talking to you.
time. Hopefully, we didn't embarrass you. Hopefully, you haven't got too many text messages. And hopefully, you're not in trouble tomorrow.
Okay. We'll see you later.
Well, thank you for calling, Jerry.
All right, see you.
Bye. Well, there it was, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry Russell. How did this happen? How did we get this guy on the show? What are y'all saying in the chat? Y'all better be saying nice things. Spike better not be in here. Spike, you better not be in the damn chat. Oh no. What are they saying? What are y'all saying down here? Chaz is horrible at knowing when someone is ready to. I just literally got off the phone. I just noticed it. I was trying to have fun, trying to provide y'all a show. And you want to call leeches. Leash. There you go. That's the right answer there. RG Candlestick. That's the best answer ever. Chaz has the best stamina in the sport. Thank you. Harry Johnson. Chaz hung up 5 minutes ago and Chaz didn't notice. No, I'm trying to extend the show. Trying to give y'all some internal opinions. Y'all just now y'all know I'm reading the comments, so now y'all are trying to bombard me. That was awkward. Oh, the whole show was awkward. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. Chaz, just haters. Let's see here. Chaz, did Connie? Oh God, I can't read that one. Let's see some super chats. Oh God, what is this on the screen? What did y'all say now? Do we need to open up the lines for live calls? Hold on, let me see this. Oh, we can't do it. Oh God, that's a horrible comment. I can't read that out loud. All right, what are y'all saying now? I missed it. What happened? Exactly. What happened? I don't know what happened. The ending, bro. Yes, I understand the ending didn't go great. I thought it was going to be a little smoother than that. I didn't know it would go so bad. I thought it would be hey, yeah, cool. Okay, sure. Hey, well, thanks for talking. I didn't know I'd get cock blocked on the ending, guys. It's Jerry Russell. He's old. He wants to go to bed. It's fine. We want the Clark. Y'all do not want the Clark. Do y'all really want the Clark? No. Y'all don't want the Clark. Tim's the best yet. Where's Sugar Bear when you need him? Does the $12,000 payout not... see, that's what I was saying. Hold on. This is what I was saying. This Jerry Russell guy, he obviously was involved in the beginning. This is a legend we had on the show tonight, guys. He developed the modern sprint car with Maxim. I mean, side by side with Karl Kinser, running from the police, to develop the modern bicycle chassis and wing we see today. So I was curious on, hey, he's talking about fans not showing up, blah, 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 and money. And it's wait, Steve Kinser was winning $10,000 at a weekend event with the Outlaws in 1995. A fucking dually, a brand new GMC dually in 1995 was $14,000. They are racing down the street here at Pevely, Missouri for $12,000. A $2,000 increase this weekend. And a brand new dually from GMC is $95 fucking thousand. So, yes, the cost of the cars have went up. The engine's 840, the chassis ain't 5 or 10 or what. Yeah, the costs have went up, but the payouts, everything's went up. Cost of the car went up. Material to build the engine went up. Material to build the chassis, the bodies, everything, wings, all that. The rubber on the tires, the cost went up. The cost to get gas at the store went up. The cost to drink a Coke, the cost to eat a burger, the cost to go to the steakhouse, everything went up. The cost of rent, the cost of this, everything went up. But just like America, wages haven't properly increased. And so, see, you can learn how you could honestly listen. Just the problem with our economy is greedy. Greedy capitalism. Because we see the millionaires and billionaires being created. They've all started being created since the 90s, the empires. So they kept stacking up the money while giving the slaves peanuts. Just like us in the economy. We're sitting here, why is our economy so bad? All of the economy's so bad. Well, meanwhile, Exxon and BP's record numbers since the 90s. Their profit margins have increased. While the regular people suffer. Dirt Vision ain't dying. Flow is not barely getting by. Neither is BP, neither is Exxon, Walmart, Amazon. They're all living well. Worker who was getting $1,000 a week in 1995 can't purchase the same amount of things in 2025 with that $1,000 a week that they're still working and making. Just like the sprint car driver winning $10,000 in 1995 can't purchase the same amount as David Gravel winning 12 in 2025. This is economics. This is the problem. Greedy capitalism, actually a lack in free market, but greedy capitalism. Lack in free market, which is the only good thing about high limit, is they are a symbolism of the free market. You need a competitor to have a free market for the economics to change. This is how capitalism works. Without a free market, you do not have capitalism. In my opinion, in the current economical situation of America, if we're not talking about racing, we live in a corporate communism. Because the corporations tell the politicians and everybody what to do. They control it. And I call it communism because it's a controlled state of groups. But that's what communism is. If you don't know what it is, you just hear the word being slung around on Fox News. That's what communism actually is, buddy. It's a group of people who decide how the society operates in. That's what we got. That's what we got. Anyway, do we end the show there or do we have live calls? Y'all apparently want the Clark. Let me see if I can get Clark on here. Hold on. We're getting texted. David Gravel, you're a fucking idiot. Shut the hell up. All right, well, he didn't say that. Clark did call me the other day. Y'all want the Clark? We can call the Clark real quick. We'll see if Clark answers. Y'all want the Clark? Hold on. Corporatism, is it capitalism? No, I believe it's not. No, I call it a corporate communism. A little different. Corporate communism. I don't think it's corporatism. It's corporate communism. That's what I would call it. Corporate communism. All right, we're going to try to call the Clark. Here we go. Oh, my God. Hold on, we may be changing. We may be changing our live guest. Let's see here. Hold on, before we call the Clark, we have a potential switch. Oh, no. Oh, my God. We're in develops of potentially providing y'all with a very interesting guest. A very interesting guest. But first of all, before that develops, we'll give you the Clark. If he answers. He didn't answer, guys. I don't know what to say to you. An interview with Terry Young would be cool. Jerry knows him. Okay, cool. Or do we need to open up the lines? We can't open up the lines. Unfortunately, the call-in number is not I could tell you the call-in number. The call-in number graphic is not the same as the call-in graphic that is preloaded currently. So we could shut it down right there if y'all want to. We can shut it down. It's fine. Clark didn't block me. If he blocked me, it would have went straight to voicemail. We're working on Danny Dietrich right now to call into the show. I don't know how much y'all would appreciate that. True story. Dirt Vision wanted me to come onto the Pit Bull, and I said, hey, Danny Dietrich would not have me on the show, guaranteed. And they followed up and said, yeah. Danny said, if we're going to have you on the show, we have to make it where he's not on the show. So, yeah, Danny Dietrich did not want me on the show, which is fine. He sided with the dark one. He sided with the blue crab. That's fine. Side with the blue crab all you want. Call gravel. Are you kidding me? All right, what we will do, we'll take a little bit of a break. And then we will open up the lines. We'll open up the lines. We'll see who's going to be willing to call. We could text a bunch of people. We could get Gary Brazier on the show. I'm not sure if y'all want that. Hold on. Who is Will? Anyways, we'll be right back. Listen to Carson Macedo's favorite song while we go to the restroom and grab some more beer. Here we go.
And they can growl about it. Lonely like old bro Joe. Cartel gonna care for me, not you, cause I'm the CEO. I'm here to fight, looking to sink with my torpedo. I'm just a lap car trying to survive. Running in the back, fearing my life. Cause there's a black 2041 guy heading to the junk in the field with some white on white crimes. Or is it 99 maybe? I don't give a damn, but the bank statements lately adding up to the junk that the crazy man's making. Reckon her, reckon him, non-binary maybe, who knows? If I don't like him, I slide him like Carson Macedo. And they can growl about it, lonely like old bro Joe. Cartel gonna care for me, not you, cause I'm the CEO. I'm here to fight, looking to sink with my torpedoes. Carson Macedo. And I don't know where we go from here and what we think about it, but it seems to me, gotta be about it. Time for talk and speak comes across as weak, especially when dotting eyes are crossing teeth. It seems to be what they all want and what they need. And then you'll go, oh no, just like them cars. Down he goes, and they get to finally feel like Carson Macedo. If I don't like him, I slide him like Carson Macedo. And they can growl about it, lonely like old bro Joe. Cartel gonna care for me, not you, cause I'm the CEO. I'm here to fight, looking to sink with my and mosquitoes. Oh, yeah.
It's a good song, man. Such a good song. We did not get no responses. I don't know. Do we need to end the show right now, or do we do calls? I mean, I'll put the number in the chat so it stays on the screen. Hold on. We'll put the number on the chat so it stays on the screen. If you call in, take the call. Try to get Danny in here since he's running his mouth to Lance DeWeese apparently right now. All we did was tell the truth. We stood up for the truth. There's the number. It's on the screen, guys. If you want to call it, we'll be answering it. 469-701-3735. I would give that number to Danny, but he'll abuse it. Ripper is not ready. I asked Ripper if he wants me to call in. He hasn't responded. Ripper has not responded. I have actually texted Ripper twice. What do you I agree with Danny. I agreed with Danny earlier in the show. I said he is right. Look, I'm going to agree with Danny Dietrich when he deserves to be agreed with. The unfortunate part about him is that he doesn't always deserve to be agreed with. In that instance with the outlaw schedule and the outlaw tough scenario, he deserves to be agreed. He made a valid point. I don't sit here and like align myself with sleazy people and then stick up for them and hate somebody because they told the truth against my friend. If my friend's a piece of shit, then I don't necessarily get mad at somebody for calling them a piece of shit. I have loyalty, but I have rationality as well. That's different. That's different. Rationality is different. Apparently, in the sprint car world, if you align with slime, you have to be slime. If you don't, then you don't. The number's on the screen, 469-701-3735. Line's open. 469-701-3735. And by the way, for the Facebook crowd, I can't put your chat into the screen. Facebook's weird with their live chat. I appreciate my Facebook viewership, but I can't put your stuff into my live chat. I'm sorry. We are live. We're only going to be live for so long. I can't be here live all night. I've texted Danny. I've texted Ripper. We're trying to get some responses. I'll call these guys if they're open for the discussion. Call Justin Wright. Hey, man, can I call in? I love what you do as well. Yeah, call in right now. Anybody can call into the show. It's right on the screen there. 469. Let me see. Can I pin this comment? Pin message. There it is. So the message is pinned. Hold on. Let's see here. 469-701. Let me see here. All right, we got to answer here. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Who is this?
This is Muhammad. It's the Chaz. What the fuck? You're listening to the show. I can hear it in the background. Hello.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want to say?
So-
What did I do now?
What did you say? I can hear you.
What did I do now? What did I do? Are you mad at me? Do you want to call me an idiot
No.
or something?
No, I honestly love what you do with this.
Okay.
I love
Anything-
what you've done with all these comments that you have said to the haters. I honestly, I love it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Is there anything else you want to say? Is there any comments you want for the show? What do you want to say?
All you fucking haters out there, just know that you need to stop fucking hating on these people and on the Chaz, because you're just trying to do stuff for the fans.
Right. Entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything stupid. I'm doing normal shit.
Yeah.
You know, like Connor Wade. You know what Connor Wade is?
Sprint cars, I would assume.
The dirt. He's the pit reporter for the World of Outlaws, Connor Wade.
Okay. Okay.
And he did a video where he did I believe, a very communal opinion on Tanner Thorson leaving 81. And he messaged me. And he's like, all these high limit guys are fucking mad at me. What do I do, Chaz? They're pissed at me. And I go, dude, like, and this is what people need to realize. And maybe Danny Dietrich and David and I said, go look at the NFL comment sections. I said, go look at fucking, when LeBron James misses a fucking shot or anything. Like, they are digging these people's graves by 10,000 comments deep. Like, they hate LeBron James so much, they're trying to find out who he's fucking on the side and what teammate's banging his mom. Like, seriously. Like, this is like...
That's what I've been trying to say to people.
Yeah, like, if you want this...
say stuff like that.
If you want this sport to get any bigger, like, you have to be ready for bigger criticism and bigger hatred. Like, that's what's coming.
Yeah. Well, when I'm out there in the pits, I'm getting hated on all the time.
When
I'm out there driving, I'm up here in Wisconsin.
Where at? What track are you at in Wisconsin?
141.
Good track, I hear.
Yeah, I get hated on all the time.
For doing what?
I guess times I purposely wreck people. Yeah, I might rub them a little bit. I might ram them in the rear. I don't intentionally wreck. I've never once intentionally wrecked somebody.
And they just get mad at you.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
I think most of it's they're drunk and they don't want to see my face. I really don't care.
Well, Wisconsin is always drunk, for the record.
Yeah.
You're drunk right now. I'm drunk right now. We both have Wisconsin hunting licenses. My bigger point would be if I was you and I was racing and I wrecked their driver and they're bitching about it on Monday or Sunday or whatever on Facebook, personally, I would come out with a shirt on Monday that says, I wrecked your favorite driver, and I would have a picture of it, and I'd be like, I wrecked your favorite driver, fuck you. And that would be for sale on Monday on Facebook. That's what I would do.
I'd have thousands of those up for sale right away.
There you go, instantly. Fuck these guys. Let them hate. My show runs on a haterade, and I'm fucking got a multiple supply of that shit. They can kiss my dick. Jack Hewitt style.
The other night when I was watching you, they just hating comments. That's all I heard.
Yeah, they just hate it. That's their job. The thing is with these people who actually hate, and even some of the real people like Danny Dietrich. Danny Dietrich's, talking shit to Lance DeWeese about me today, apparently in one of his comment sections. That's fucking fine. He got caught doing the wrong fucking thing, in my opinion. And I'm vocal about him doing the wrong fucking thing. He can't handle it. Oh, no, ego stroke, Danny Dietrich. He can't handle it. If you talk bad or against him, you might as well die. He's a god in his own mind. You can't criticize the god of Danny. But anyway, he can criticize the rest of the world, yell at Connor Wade disrespectfully, be mean to the entire outlaw roster. When he basically, I hope some people recognize when Danny Dietrich criticized people who drive up and down the road with the World of Outlaws, he basically just insulted every truck driver in the country who makes a living keeping this country moving forward. Like, he literally did that. Like, without truck drivers, our society dies. And we have a lot of trucking companies supporting dirt track racing. And he literally, when he made fun of outlaw teams who have guys who stare at a steering wheel full fucking time up and down the road, he literally spit in the face of every trucking company. And let me say this, in my opinion, I've had a few conversations with drivers, professional drivers on the road, over-the-road truckers. He said, they called me and said, he spit in the face of my profession. He spit in the face of all the trucking companies that support this sport. Everyone who's associated with a trucking company, they said if they have anything to do with that car, that team, they should pull their names off the car immediately. You know, because that's the degree of a person of the lifeblood of our country being trucking companies who get our shit up and down the roads. They should feel extremely disrespected by the things he said to Connor Wade, who is respected for his efforts. I guess sitting in a fucking used parts sprint car store telling people how to set the cars up and going out and picking a few parts out of the shelves is more respectable than destroying your ass working up and down the road behind the steering wheel of a damn truck. Okay, that's fucking fine. I feel like there's a lot more liability and safety involved with other vehicles on the road, though. I mean, these trucks ain't necessarily driving themselves. It's a very heavy vehicle. So, I mean, it's not necessarily an easy thing. So, for him to degrade the outlaw drivers and people who do drive up and down the road in trucks, he's degrading the lifeline of America's economical system. Like, that's what he's actually, and there's people who see it this way. I had a late model sponsor who owns one of the biggest trucking companies in the Midwest call me today, pissed off at Danny D. I'm like, I don't even like Danny Dietrich. He's on the pizza guy side. Why are you calling me? He goes, Chaz, if this is how you sprint car people view trucking, I don't want to fucking even be your friend. Like, I got lumped in with Danny Dietrich's opinion. Danny Dietrich's paying the guys to knock me out in the pitting area. Literally telling people at BAPS he'll pay their bail money to knock me out in the pitting area. He's screaming at him this shit. But this guy who owns a trucking company in late model land sees this clip from Danny Dietrich and is calling me and saying he don't even want to know me because of what Danny Dietrich said about the trucking industry. Because he took Danny Dietrich's comments personally because he was talking about over-the-road truckers when he made his outlaw comments about driving up and down the road on a steering wheel. Like, I don't think he understands the degree of disrespect he's like so, in PA, he feels like he's such a big god dang thing. He just like, I don't understand he doesn't get the responsibility. I lost a late model friend who owns the biggest trucking company in the Midwest today because of him talking about some outlaw guys. How does that make me feel? What am I supposed to do?
Broad.
Do I need to cry and drink a beer? I'm drinking Yingling right now, so fuck, Saratoga.
Well, honestly, if something like that, I would have been sitting here 10 hours ago drinking. I wouldn't have been doing anything else. I wouldn't talk to anybody.
Right.
Any of that.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to say?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, hopefully you do well at I-44. You drive an IMCA modified or no?
Sport mod.
You be my bitch. You be my fucking bitch. I'm just kidding.
It's what my dad. It's what my dad used to drive.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll let you go, man.
All right, you're fine. Thank you for calling in and sticking up for me. And yeah, fuck those guys who hate you. Make a new T-shirt, and that's what I would suggest. Fuck these haters. It's coming. Bring the heat.
All right. See you next live stream.
There you had it. With sodas on our side, we had 2 missed calls from 8. Oh wait, we got a voicemail. What does it say?
No, gotta keep going.
Oh no.
Gotta keep going.
Oh, we gotta keep going. What's he saying? Hold on. We're calling him back. 812's calling. Line is open. I'm not gonna keep calling you. Oh, yeah, Billy Dietrich's a pretty cool guy. I can't deny it. Billy Dietrich is. Chaz and Dietrich have the same mouths. I have never disrespected an entire community the way Danny Dietrich did. 812's calling back. Here we go. Hello, 812, you're on the line. Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm from the hotbed. Like when Dietrich talks about outlaw schedule. I saw the Outlaws when the Outlaws didn't have wings, Chaz.
Oh, no.
Southern Indiana.
Oh,
Southern
Southern Indiana.
Indiana.
You're the ones with the cigarettes in the mouth and a Busch Light.
Well, we don't drink Busch Light. We might have a heavy Budweiser, but and maybe a cigarette in the mouth.
Oh, menthol. I feel like you're a menthol kind of guy.
No, a Marlboro Red.
Oh,
Come
no,
on.
Marlboro Reds have entered the
We
building.
don't do menthol. No, but seriously.
Not the Marlboro Reds.
Yeah, why does Dietrich say things like that? That's
I don't
a
know.
brewing schedule.
It's pretty, I mean, I feel like Danny Dietrich is he's his own kind of guy. I mean.
Well, I got that. Just the background, Chaz. I grew up 30 minutes from Bloomington Speedway, Friday night.
The home of Steve.
Saturday night at Brownstown watching late models. Sunday at Salem Speedway watching sprint cars or late models. From the likes of Mark Martin when he was 16 years old to Steve Kinser, Bob Kinser, yeah, all of them. Wolfgang, you name it, I saw them.
Right.
Yeah.
Billy
but
Moyer.
The World Outlaw
C.J. Rayburn. That's a C.J. Rayburn area.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Been by his place many times. Actually, I'm closer to Ray Callahan Bullet Chassis.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of them?
No.
They was bad. Davy Johnson, the boy, out of Pennsylvania. I think he won the world driving a Bullet.
Nice.
Rick Auckland, he drove a
Rick
Bullet.
Auckland.
He drove a Bullet house car. A lot of people drove Bullets.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
but hey, keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing the buttons you're doing. You have a good little thing going.
We're trying. I mean, are you going to be at Jacksonville or Hobstadt?
Hobstadt, I would love to go, but it's just now it's 69. There's a better way to get there, but usually they run on Sunday. That's not good for me to go to Hobstadt on Sunday.
Well, no, Outlaws
Never
are
has
next. The World Outlaws are next Saturday.
Oh, well, maybe me and my
At
Wife
Hobstadt.
might go there.
World Outlaws.
Then we might go there.
It's worth the go.
Hey, that's a great track. It's a great track. I saw Dick Gaines drive Karl Kinser's sprint car, the white with red number 11. The last time as a little boy there, I thought that track was a monster track, Chaz.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a wall. I'd always been to Brownstown and Bloomington. I thought Tommy Helfrich raced someone in a match race that night in a late model because they would give someone $1,000 if they could beat Tommy on his dad's track. And
wow.
It was rarely done in a match race.
So do you go to Paragon or anything like that, or no?
Yeah, I do. All of them. Lincoln Park, Paragon. Actually, I was just up at Paragon a Sunday ago because they have one of the best fried tenderloins in the state of Indiana, right down the road from the track.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Paragon's a very interesting racetrack. You got to be able to drive to win there.
Well, yeah, that's most of the tracks in southern Indiana. You have to be up on the wheel to be able to win. I mean, think about it. If you could win at Salem in the early days, you could win at Indy, or you could get a ride at Indy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the paving grounds for the Foyts, the Andretti's, Gordon. I mean, I saw Gordon, Newman, Irwin, just of that generation. of sprint car drivers there.
Yeah,
Salem.
it's like Indiana used to be the California for Midwest racers, and then the winged racing just went away.
Yeah, they just took it away, and it's a horrible thing.
Yeah, the wing racing.
We've suffered since.
Yeah, it became a non-wing area, and I think that's hurt it overall, personally.
Yeah, because wing racing was where the money was at.
Yeah.
And, I mean, unfortunately, we all know that if you drive a non-wing sprint car, you have to hustle it, and it's a wild ride, and you can get in bad situations easy.
Oh, I know.
And they should be paid a lot more, but for whatever reason, they're not.
Well, I don't get it. It is
maybe Youth Act got to do with that. I don't know.
I think I don't know. I feel like speed's a factor. If it's not a wing 410, if they want to see close racing, they would just watch super late models instead because they're faster. Supers are faster than the non-wing cars.
They are. Well, supers are just wicked. They're just
right.
They're
So
just
I think if I was to put dirt track racing under a moniker, sprint cars would be Top Fuel and late models would be Funny Car.
Yeah, I would go with that.
I
would go with that.
And then pro stock would be 360s and everybody else, but people only go to NHRA for the top two. The top two's Top Fuel and Funny Car, and I think in dirt racing the top two sprint cars and supers.
And see, that's what happened to Brownstown. Brownstown lost supers. They don't run supers all the time.
Right.
When I was a kid, I was at the first Jackson 100.
Wow.
Absolutely. Ronnie Johnson sat on the pole. First time I ever saw anybody drink a beer in the Jackson County Fairgrounds at the racetrack. They had it wrapped in a Coke can. I elbowed my dad and was like, because me and my dad went. That was our Saturday night thing. Friday night Brownstown, or Friday night Bloomington, Saturday at Brownstown. Every Friday and Saturday. So it was a cool deal. Cool experience.
Yeah, Brownstown's one of those interesting places. They don't have no wing racing though, but they do have super late models.
They used to have like one show a year, so or every once in a while, very rarely.
They don't have them anymore.
I think. No, they have a No Way Out 40, a non-wing show.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
But anyways,
hey, great talking to you, Chaz.
We'll try. We'll try. You need to get to Hobstock next Saturday. That's where I'm planning on being right now.
If you're going to be down there, me and my wife will probably come down there.
Have you ever been to Hobstock for World of Outlaw show?
Yes, I have.
Recently?
No, not in the last 10 years, but I know Mark Kinser personally. Yeah, I've been there. I've been to Hobstock many times, though. It's a great track. Have you been there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great track.
Oh, the wing racing there, that's the must-see event every year. They only have one of them, so it's a must-see.
Oh, no, I know. I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. You go to the casino afterwards.
I don't know about all that. I ain't heard about that yet, but I'm over here on a shoestring budget. I can't be taking $50 and throwing it away to damn slot machines,
Well, that's true, but sometimes you could go in and make $500.
Yeah, so that what you do is you go in there and you put 50 on blackjack and hit me,
Yeah, or maybe on something other, like on, say, red or black or something. On like a 50-50 bet.
Double it up.
Yeah. Get lucky. You don't ever know.
All right, we got Minnesota calling in. What do you want? Hold on, no. What do you want to say to this fucker from Minnesota when he calls. I'll tell him what you so. I'll tell him what Indiana. What do you want Indiana to say to Minnesota? What do you want to say?
What time they start racing? About May up there? Because the last time I through there, it's cold. Actually, I went to the Boundary Waters canoe area. It's a great state. Fun time.
Okay. So you want me to?
Yeah.
Indiana says you are a great state. Fun times.
Don't produce many great racers.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for calling.
I'm in the home of legends.
Oh, lucky bastard.
Bye.
Bye. All right, we're calling Minnesota. Minnesota's trying to call in. Hold on, Minnesota. 507. Hold on, here it is. Hold on. Do we need music in the meantime? Hold on. Do we need music in the meantime? Hold on. In between the calls, we need to be playing Carson Mazzito's song, Where'd It Go?
Hello?
Hello.
How you doing, Chaz?
Is this Minnesota?
Yeah, this is Minnesota.
And a guy from Indiana says you have a great scenery, but you have no great racers. That's what he wanted me to say.
Well, Craig Delansky was pretty good.
Okay. Anything else?
But, I mean, on top of the scenery, I'd say everywhere outside of Minneapolis is pretty good. There it gets a little muddy.
Of course. Calm down, George Floyd. Anyway.
Well, he is down.
Yeah. What's up? What's your name? Where are you from? We already pointed out that you're from Minnesota, I guess.
Yeah, Isaac from Minnesota.
Isaac. Oh God, biblical.
Yep.
Okay.
Kind of over by the Jackson area. I don't know if I'll ever see you there, but.
Well, I mean that's like a secondary track to everybody now, right? So.
Well, yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if you and the big Todd are back on speaking terms yet.
That's where Todd assaulted me. Technically, he kicked me out. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, you'll have that. No, I was reading the comments. A couple guys, and then JR were, you guys were talking about the outlaw payout. Yeah, okay. 30 years ago, regular show, 10,000 to win, right? And now it's 12,000. Well, I still think it's kind of ridiculous because, like you were saying with Dirt Vision, you can't tell me that's not a cash cow.
Right.
But I don't know if, you didn't have a $250,000 to win Houston race. Knoxville wasn't paying, $195 plus whatever. Eldora wasn't paying $200 now. I mean, I know they were paying $50. And then on top of that, they didn't have, I don't think they had toll money. I don't think they had this platinum agreement, and I don't think the points fund was quite as high. So I wonder if, it came up, but to the fans' perspective, they're just going to look at the purse payout. Maybe it's just not visual. I mean, what do you think about that?
No, I mean, you make good points. I mean, they weren't making all that back then, obviously. But I mean, it wasn't like a special race was 10,000. A special race was 25 or 50 back then. Even though that wasn't 200 or what we see today, 100 or whatever, like 50,000 back then could buy you 3 new dualies. I mean, yeah, 250 is high, or 300, I guess it is now at Huset's. So there are some spec-based, speckled races that are normal. But I don't know if that means the $12,000 base pay is normal. I think that's the issue. Like what they're actually racing for night in and night out. The toll money may be making a big difference. I'm not sure, but we can only speculate.
Is that why Danny's pissed because he's not getting toll money?
Danny's pissed because he's stuck in PA, and he's probably drunk all the time. And in PA, here's the deal with Danny. I'll tell the truth right now. I mean, this is the truth. I don't know if Lance DeWeese wants to hear it or whatever, but if you're a good 410 sprint car driver in Pennsylvania, you can feel like you're a superstar. You know, you can really feel because of the fans, the attention, merch, the women.
Oh, no.
You can I don't know, the women. There's a lot of women fans in PA. If you're a
A
big
lot of pit
sprint car,
lizards.
I didn't say pit lizards. You did. You can feel if you're a good driver in Pennsylvania, you feel like you're a big deal. You know. And if that gets to your head, and you've been that big deal for a long time, you know, I mean, you can feel a superstardom, arrogance that technically feels normal, you know. And I think that's where Danny is. He's caught in the web of PA sprint car racing, which is a lot of attention, a lot of fame, but it's a big bubble. That's why I call it a web, maybe. You know, it's a little web. It's just a little Mennonite, you know, Amish community where they barely figured out what a Camry is. They don't know what that is. It's a new invention. And if you're good in this new sprint car thing, and you hit 88 miles per hour and you go into the future, into the clouds with your DeLorean, you feel very special in life. So I think that's what's happening with Danny. He feels like a superstar in Pennsylvania because technically he is. He is a superstar in the web or the bubble known as Pennsylvania. And when you are talking to somebody, it's another world. So when you're in the sprint car world out here where everybody else is, and you're talking to that guy it's like communicating with the man on the moon. Because it's just a different community. It's like running into a tribe in the middle of, the Pacific Ocean. It's like this, like Indian chief comes out. I'm an Indian chief. I'm the fucking guy. Everybody loves me. Tribe women are banging me and everyone loves me and I'm the guy. And it's like if we're out here in the regular world, like, bro, we got like jets and like we're advanced over here with like, modern technology and society. And why do you think you're so big? I'm the chief. So he just thinks he's a chief. That's basically what he's a chief on a lost island known as Pennsylvania sprint car racing. And on that little island, he is this big of a god of a thing, That's what it is. I mean, I don't fault him for thinking that way. I mean, I just explain why he does think that way. I mean, it's fine. It's fine, I guess, in that aspect, It's fine.
Well, the guy's got a little pull, too. It's not like he hasn't done anything over there. I mean,
no, yeah, he's done a lot on the little
successful.
island. He's done a lot on the island. Yeah, he deserves to be the chief of the tribe,
Well, that's just on the island, You get out. I mean, look at Volusia. Macri was fast at Volusia, but obviously Dietrich's not. Once you get out of Pennsylvania, it's not as big as Hot Point, but I don't know. So could you almost say Pennsylvania is just based off what you're saying? They almost got a little cartel out there themselves.
I think cartel is a bad word. I think the proper word, when you study what they do with a worldly mindset, it's closer to a cult or a cabal. I don't know which one you want to pick. I would lean towards cabal. A minimum of a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. No, it's not even a cult of personality. It's a cult. It's a cult of sprint car racing. And they love it. It's great. It's good. If we're sprint car people like me and you, that's the epitome of what we want to be. Yeah, he's a guy in the comments just say it's called the posse. Yeah, it's the posse is a cult.
Well, you got to give them credit.
I'm giving them all the credit in the world. It's a cult. It's a cult.
Well, most people around America, quite frankly, we like to talk crap about PA, but you got to be jealous at the end of the day of what they got.
To be jealous of Danny Dietrich is like being jealous of Epstein Island.
No,
I am just
not jealous
I'm
of
not
Danny
going to do it.
Dietrich.
No.
No, not Double D, you know, himself. Just the PA Sprint scene out there.
It depends on what you find valuable. Do you find swinger parties valuable?
No.
Do you find clubs where those things are acceptable in the Appalachian Mountains? This is what I mean. Like, what do you find valuable? I mean, if you find these things, you know, valuable, I mean, then
Wow.
okay.
Well, besides, you know, the women, obviously.
I didn't say he was involved, for the record. They're already mentioning the routes on how to get to these clubs that do this. No, I mean, all the people from PA know about this swinger religion. But anyway.
Oh, boy.
We're not talking about it. Oh, God.
The racing scene. I mean, okay, I guess Ohio, you know, they got a pretty good 410 scene. California, they're doing okay, but everywhere else in America, I mean, okay, you can't even find a local track that has weekly shows, let alone...
Fine, you want me to fucking say it?
Tracks.
Pennsylvania's the best in sprint car racing, and if every fucking region could be just like Pennsylvania, we'd have a good fucking sprint car racing scene. But Pennsylvania's just better than everybody else. And Danny Dietrich's leading the fucking charge. Fine. Pennsylvania's better than everybody. It's the truth. When it comes to sprint car racing, Pennsylvania is the fucking Mecca. It's the Hollywood. Period. Now, whether that's Hollywood as far as how good it is, or how many movies are made, or how many women want to bang you, or whatever swinger parties, or Epstein Islands, whatever, that's all side shit. But as far as sprint car racing is concerned, there's no other better place in the world besides Pennsylvania. Period. And Danny Dietrich's the king of the little fucking circle. There's the fucking truth. Blew a gasket, they said it. There it is. Fine. Fine. Danny Dietrich is on top of the Pennsylvania sprint car amazing fucking scene. That's fucking fine with me. I'll drink a Yingling. Fuck it.
You think any high limit guys are going to show up at Peevely?
They want to get whooped?
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, apparently Tanner Thorson's going to be there.
He actually runs pretty good there, too. No, a couple of years in the past. Well, was it last year or 2 years ago?
I like Tanner Thorson. I mean, we may have some physical altercations tomorrow. Keep your Facebooks ready. But, yeah, I mean, I think he'll do good. But outside of the Pennsylvania posse, there ain't too many better drivers in the world of outlaws. I think you could do a proper match race between PA locals and high limit. You could, you know. Outside of that, the outlaws are the kings. Period. Period. There's no debate.
Not trying to stir the
Go ahead.
Not trying to stir the pot or nothing, but kind of hearing a little rumor going around that well, you know, there's that other race out west the same weekend as High Bank Nationals. I'm hearing a little something about a specific someone is funding a specific set of drivers to drive all the way out to Washington instead of compete over at Houston.
100% true, from my understanding. 100% true. Yeah.
I mean, is that a good practice? You know, for sprint car racing, is that even a hole you want to be getting into?
I mean, here's the deal with Todd Query. What you're basically describing is the battle between Todd Query and Kevin Rudine. They're very similar people, you know. Kevin Rudine owns a track. He has a race team on a national series. He also is invested in a lot of different areas. And you have Todd Quiring. He owns a race team, owns a racetrack, obviously funding David Gravel, invested in many different areas. So Todd Quiring and Kevin Rudeen are very similar people. They're just on two sides of the aisle. You know, one is supporting the flow. I don't even want to say it's High Limit or World Outlaws. One is supporting flow and one is supporting Dirt Vision. These are the conglomerates, in my opinion. And unfortunately for Kevin Rudeen, his track is located in BF motherfucking E for the racing world, Washington. And if he wants to fucking compete with Todd Quiring, who's located centrally-ish in South Dakota, then he's got to lay some money on the line to do so. And that's technically the only way he's going to get drivers to pass up Todd is by paying the drivers to pass him up. That's just logics. You know, anybody that's going to go to Skagit instead of Huset's has to be paid. It doesn't make business sense to drive, 3,500 miles? It don't matter if you finish dead last at Huset's. You ain't going to lose the amount of money it would take to go to Skagit. You know what I mean by that? Like, maybe the winners have a chance to stay at Huset's and make sense, or maybe the last back markers who make the field. But if you're dead last at Huset's versus dead last at Skagit, if you got to drive all the way out there to get to fucking Skagit, that makes no fucking sense at all. You're in the hole. You know?
Right.
I mean,
the only thing I don't like about it, though, is, you know, when that first came out, their big $100,000 dealio at Skagit, I'm thinking here, all right, great. All the heavy hitters are going to be Huset's, same weekend. You know, who does that give the opportunity to then? It gives a great opportunity to the guys out west that aren't going to travel to have a chance at, you know, making some good money. But then now you're pulling in I think Brent Marks was there last year. You bring in Brent Marks, and then now I'm hearing 6 to 7 guys, maybe 8, who, like you're saying, there's not a snowball's chance in hell they would drive out there because it makes no financial sense. They're going to go and race for this $100,000 race. I think it's just ridiculous.
But if you're paying $100,000 in the 410 sprint car world to put on a show, just for the winner, so the purse is probably way more than that.
Oh, second place maybe $6,000, $7,000.
I mean, we could dive into the purse differences and all that, but if you're going to pay that amount of money, don't you want the best drivers in the world there? I mean, makes sense.
Well, at that point, add another $100,000 to Skagit Nationals when everyone's already going to be there. Instead of having to pay $5,000-$6,000 per guy to travel all the way out.
It depends on who you are, right? Like Rico, for instance, probably the only, and I would say this confidently, outside the top 4 and 5 in the Outlaws, Rico. When you're comparing the top 4 or 5 in the Outlaws, let's just say Gravel, Kofoid, Macedo, Shoehart, Shots, Sheldon. Then you could maybe say, you could put Rico in that group, right? You may, as a fan thing, maybe Rico comes in at that point. But in saying that, back to what I said originally, Flow versus Dirt Vision. That's really the only two sides. When you start thinking about who Flow actually has, in an exception of Corey Day or Larson, for instance, Rico's like the only chip, fan-wise. And I like Aaron Reitzel, the driver, but I don't think he pulls fans. Maybe Tanner Holmes, maybe. I would put Rico and Tanner Holmes as the biggest draws that Flow Racing has. So, Tanner Holmes' team is from Pennsylvania. Now, Rico's team, TSR, is located in Indiana. It makes no fucking sense for them to go all the way out there. You already said Brett Marks, but he's highest bidder. Fine. He already went there last year. But if you're Rudine and you can bring Rico and Holmes for a certain amount and also keep them away from the Huset's race, that makes sense. You know, that's it. To get any attention to that race out there, you need those guys. You know, you need them to come out, and they are draws, technically. So, yeah, if somebody just said in the comments, Rico, Tanner Holmes, Brad Sweet, Kyle Larson. If you can get those guys at that event, then all right. You pay a certain amount, you can add up. Because here's the deal. It's the same weekend as Huset's High Banks, right? That's $300,000 to win. I believe the purse is like $1.9 million or so. I don't know that for a fact, just saying. The purse for Skagit's not 1.9. It's not $300,000 to win. So you technically have a couple $100,000 that you could expend on, you know, when I'm assuming they're not getting a couple $100,000 to tow out there, but I'm just saying you got expenditure income to then now purchase the stars of the sport to come out and attend that event, if that makes sense.
I just think it's still a slippery slope to be getting to. I don't like the rabbit hole that's going into, though.
Well, of course, Kumbaya style, everybody would work together, and Todd and Rudine would be teammates.
Well, that's never going to happen.
More so than adversaries. Well, it can't happen no more with the current situation. That's for sure.
You think Flo's got a little hand in that deal then? You know, being, okay, yeah, that's High Limits weekend off. Well,
they're probably reaching around. They're probably reaching around at least. Sure.
Yeah.
Probably reaching around.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Well, I better let you go. It was good talking, Chaz.
You're all right. Minnesota's always right on my book. Fuck these guys from PA.
All right. Have a good one.
We'll see you. Oh, God. What's the comment saying? Gary, they wouldn't return phone calls or emails to fans who lost everything. What? Oh, this guy hates Huset's. Hold on. We got a phone call coming in. It's a 223 area code. I have my button over the end call. Who in the hell is this? Is this Danny? Hello, is this Danny?
No, it's Cold Trickle, baby.
Oh, no. 223, Sandusky, leave me alone. No.
Chaz!
No.
Chaz!
No.
Chaz, I just want to congratulate you on finally seeing the light and admitting our superiority in Pennsylvania over any other region in the country when it comes to sprint car racing. And I'm going to tell you exactly why that's the case.
You ain't got to tell me shit. Fuck you, PA bastards. You think you're so fucking special. It ain't true.
Oh, we are.
It's not true.
Are. In the words of the 1996 Olympic champion Kurt Angle,
you piece of motherfucking shit.
Oh, it's damn true. It's damn true.
It's not damn true. It's full of fucking Amish piss. Fuck you, you son of a bitches. I'm hanging up. Why are you laughing? Seriously. Why is it funny?
It's funny to me because, I mean, you're in denial over your admittance that we are the best region.
Yingling was on your back porch, Cold Trickle. You better shut your fucking mouth.
You aren't drinking a Yingling. You're drinking a can of piss. A Yingling is a lager, and everybody that ever has had a fucking lager or a Yingling knows that that's not a Yingling what you're drinking.
I'm
It's just
fucking
yellow
done
piss
with
in a
you.
can.
Shut the fuck up. Why are you so superior? Tell the truth.
It just boils down to the fact that we actually have an economy built around auto racing, and it's not just sprint car racing either. It's not. It's auto
You're a
racing
liar.
as a whole. No, I'm not. I'm not a liar. Who do you think? Okay, I bet if you go around the World of Outlaw pits, go look at who runs DMI, who runs Winners, where are they made? They're made here in Pennsylvania. A lot of your top engine builders are out of Pennsylvania. Chassis manufacturers, well, I shouldn't say chassis manufacturers, spread out over the place. But it even goes a little bit more into things like fuel delivery. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the name of the place. I think it was Baker Corporation. They did a lot of fuel delivery stuff for IndyCar, NASCAR, local auto racing, touring series guys, all that kind of shit. We have an economy built around auto racing here, and it's within a small area. It's not even branched out across the whole state. It's centered in the capital region. And because we have this economy, we're able to support tracks, drivers, feed teams the parts that they need. I mean, Dietrich's has made their living off of used race car parts for God knows how long. I mean, think about this. You got Hyper Racing's a huge one that's big into micro sprint racing, sponsors Tulsa. I mean, again, if you're gonna have a good region, you have to have an economy built around auto racing. A lot of places just don't have it. I mean, Indiana's kind of got it with the non-wing stuff a little bit. Like California has some of it with parts manufacturing and things like that. But I mean, a lot of the stuff that people get come from here.
Yeah, that's why I call it the Hollywood. Y'all shoot the pictures.
Yeah, we do, and I love hearing hate from people about a region and stuff because I just boil it down to jealousy because a lot of people can't go to 7 different tracks within 2 hours of their home. They just don't have it.
But there's some people who understand it, and like you said, y'all have it, but you don't deserve it at all.
How don't we deserve it?
Danny Dietrich is your poster boy who runs it. He's the president of PA Racing. He represents y'all socially.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Have you not noticed? Have you not noticed that? Have you not noticed that that Danny Dietrich represents Pennsylvania socially? Have you not noticed this? Are you that blind?
I'm
Hold on. Are you blind? Are you blind? Are you people so far deep in your Amish fucking cheese and chocolate milk, you don't understand the Rutter's vinegar?
The Rutter's vinegar. Holy shit. No,
Danny Dietrich is he is y'all's president. I hope y'all understand this. I hope you know. I hope you get this.
Sure. I'll humor you and agree with your take on that. Again, he's representing that kind of. Maybe from outside regions, people think that.
Well, that's why I call you that's why I'm calling him the president.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's what people. Hold on. That's what people outside of you think, right? But what do people think of America? Do they think of it like the guy who's going to work every day, or the president of the country representing it? So.
Yeah.
That's who's representing y'all. This guy. Danny Dietrich is representing Pennsylvania right now to the world.
To the world.
I mean, to the sprint car world, at least. I don't think he reaches the world because sprint cars don't even do that. But I'm just saying, like.
I can see where people kind of have that idea and stuff. I mean, yeah, he's a very outspoken individual, sure. But, in order to be able to sell T-shirts and all sorts of stickers and koozies, I mean, you got to be.
Well, how do you feel about? We'll do it. This will be like the PA Insider. How do you feel? How do you personally feel about Danny Dietrich representing Pennsylvania. Do you think he does a good job? Or what's good about him representing it and what's bad? Because he does do a good job of representing the guy who works on the car all week and has a job and, goes and races. I mean, he is the pinnacle. I mean, at the end of the day, he is the pinnacle of the PA sprint car racer. I mean, he is. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of other people that are out there that don't get kind of enough coverage and credit and stuff, and they're not people that anybody's going to talk about. And I mean, you can even go down to,
Do they have the success Danny has?
I mean,
success determines your value.
You could say Derek Locke is on par with a Danny Dietrich.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not. In terms of if we're going by your metric of the guy that has a job, works on his car, goes
and
to races,
wins,
all that kind of stuff, and wins, yes, Derek Locke's a good example. Not that he runs a 410. I mean, he runs a 358. But again, there's a multitude of other people that are out here that do the same things, and they just don't have the same success as Danny has because they, again, lack the funding. It's what it's about. It's the money. I mean, and it helps too that you sell parts and you have an in with suppliers and you can be able to get that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm sure he's got deals left and right to help support, the race team and things. Well, Gary Coughlin's race team. So, yeah, I mean, sure. If people want to kind of crown him our quote-unquote president of PA, sure, go ahead. I mean, is he an upstanding individual? I don't know him personally, so I'm not going to pass judgment on it. I've heard things, whatever. I'm the last person that should be judging anybody when it comes to that kind of stuff. But,
I mean, hold on. So just knowing his success and what he's done, and then hearing some of the things, if you were to personally judge the scenario of Danny Dietrich being the president of PA Sprint Car Racing, so representing, I mean, how do you personally, do you think that's a fair representative of y'all's scene?
It's a tough one to answer. I'll hear me and say yes. Yes, we'll go with that. I mean, when on the surface, sure. A lot of people dislike our region, dislike the attitude that we have about sprint car racing and our kind of
arrogance, rude
arrogance,
yeah. That's who you are.
Yeah. I'm not sure we have it, but again, we can back it up. That's the only difference.
Well, Danny can too, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm kind of down the middle on the Danny deal outside of the Ron Rutherford. Never mind. Anyway, outside of him being, siding with very bad people, I mean, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, as a driver, race car driver, not person, race car driver, sure, he would probably be a decent enough candidate.
But then the personality matters when you're representing a area to that degree. I mean,
it does. But I don't know. I think sometimes I'd say he kind of goes to some extremes with things. We'll say that. So I don't know. You could call him the Donald Trump of the sprint car world. That's the perfect example. That's really what it is. He would be the Donald Trump of the sprint car world.
Well, I would assume that if we looked up all of the voting records of PA sprint car fans, then he represents them well.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very, very Republican fan base.
But y'all have the Commonwealth, so...
Yeah, Commonwealth for who?
Oh, God.
Ain't for the people, but no.
Did you see Danny Dietrich go after Lance DeWeese today about me?
No, I didn't. What now?
Danny said, "Don't get me started on podcast." Lance DeWeese said, "Wait, are you not part of a podcast?" He said, "Certain podcast you've been on, that's irrelevant." Laugh out loud. So, you can only assume.
Oh, so he's just going to have people that stroke his ego then that he wants around him?
Well, that's PA too. You only
certain
support people that stroke your Pennsylvania ego, just like Danny's. If you don't support Danny's ego, fuck you. Just like PA. If you don't support PA, fuck you. Same guy, same person.
Yeah.
Same region. If you don't support PA, fuck you. That's PA people for you.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's kind of always been an attitude that we've had, though. I mean, you know, second signer of the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence, all that kind of stuff. You know, yeah, we've got an attitude towards a superiority complex. It's natural. Happens. I mean, hell, there's an entire city that's that way in the state. It's Philly. I mean, you know, it's a certain attitude rubs people the wrong way, but I don't know. You're going to surround yourself with people. Yes, all I'll say about that is this: if you're going to surround yourself with yes men, you're going to be left with nothing in the end. You really are.
That's why I don't.
Other than people that won't pay their own cash to go to races, but will gladly take a free pit pass for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I think that's a load of bullshit too. If you aren't willing to go pay for a race, how the hell can you cover the sport?
I paid for a few pit passes this year and it sucked.
Oh, I imagine that it did. Well, at least you got a couple bucks back from what.
But I go to the track. I mean, I couldn't believe that comment from. I think I know who you're talking about. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
He's your boy, though. He's you and
Danny's
Danny's
not my boy. He's
you
not
and
my
Danny,
boy.
that's your boy. You and Danny, that's your boy.
That's not my boy. That's
your boy.
That ain't
Yes,
my
it
driver,
is.
buddy.
Yes,
That's
it is.
Nope. No. That ain't my fan. I'm not a fan of his. I mean, he's a good driver, but I don't buy a shirt of his. Certainly do not. But no, like I said,
do you plan on fighting Danny Dietrich?
Fighting Dan? You know what? I'd have a charity boxing match with him. Fuck it.
I already offered that. It hasn't went through. But are you willing to fight Danny Dietrich soon?
What? I got no bone to pick with the man.
I mean,
why would I fight him?
Because you said you'd be my bodyguard, and I'm coming to the Outlaw Swing. So,
What did I say? Well, hold on. When did I say I would be your bodyguard? I said I would go win.
You've went under 3 aliases at this point, so you haven't technically said that, Cole. But no, I mean, we could do it. Or I just want it to be on camera. That's all.
That's what you want. You want to see you take a punch from somebody at 6'3" to the face. Is that what it is?
Danny Dietrich's not 6'3". Danny Dietrich's not 6'3". He's like 6 foot.
Maybe. He's taller than I am. He's taller than you are. You got to look up at him whenever you talk to him.
Not by much. He's not.
Still got to look up at him.
He's not 6'3". He's 6. He's 6 foot on a good day.
On a good day.
6 foot, maybe 6'1" on a good day. When he's got the Nikes pumped up.
Oh, yeah, he's got the pumps on. Yeah, the Air Jordan.
Yeah. Maybe on the pumps up day, he's a 6'1". He ain't no 6'3". You're crazy.
Yeah. Are you gonna come out here though?
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Well, good. We'll have to get a meal or something.
I'll tell you what. After the whole, I'll call it Pizzagate scenario.
Pizzagate. Oh yeah.
After the
Pizzagate.
So I mean, at the end of the day, so you're looking forward to me coming out to Pennsylvania, I'm assuming.
Well, sure. It'd be nice to catch up with an old friend and stuff, and maybe go catch a race. Again, I don't go to the races that often, and I sure shit don't go alone anymore if I do. And I don't know. Why the hell not?
I will say that ever since Pizzagate, we'll call it, I have a ton of support from Pennsylvania. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How many people were on my side of Pizzagate, I guess we'll call it.
That
they
says
were
a lot about the character of the person.
Yeah. It's
for all
crazy.
those people not to defend him, that entity, we'll say, and
Yeah.
to defend you and support you on it, that should say a lot about that group.
Oh, dude, not even just him, but like there's some very hardcore individuals of the area. I feel very safe in PA. We'll say that. Like, if anything was to happen to me, like, it's very bad what would happen to them, whoever they may be. Like, it's bad. Like, I didn't know how much this person actually did people wrong, I guess. And to know now, the degree of people he did wrong and how many connections they had, and those connections and those people watching what happened, see how I handled it. There's a lot of support me in Pennsylvania. It is crazy. From track promoters, sponsors, literally gang members, registered gun, like a guy who wants me to come there. He just called me the other day. Are you coming to the Outlaws? You coming to the Outlaws? He has like a supply, like he wants me to do he said, when you come to PA, we'll do a walkthrough of my gun safe. I'm like, what? He's like, I got every gun in the world. He's like, you ain't got to worry. He goes, I'll pull my fucking RV trailer down to Williams Grove. We'll post up. We'll have every protection in the building on the line. If they want to fuck with us, we will. He's like, literal. I'm like, dude, you'll go to prison. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? You can't be talking like this. He's like, no, bro, what you did was right for this area. We need to stand up against people. Like, dude, like, I had no idea the degree of what I was doing. Like, I did the right choice in my moment, right? Like, I just thought I was doing the right thing, and I knew there would be repercussions. Like, I knew there would be backlash, for instance. But I didn't know once how everything went down, the amount of support in the area I would receive. Like, dude, as far as I'm concerned, there's not a red carpet. There's a gold fucking limestone laid for me in Pennsylvania. I am not worried at all with the people who are on my side. It's not even just the gangsters. It's the upper class. It's the politics. It's the track promoters. It's so many people on my side. They are waiting for me. And I've been just out here doing shit. You know, I've been busy.
And well, hold on. Do you know why you have as much support when it comes to that situation as you do? Do you want to? I can clue you kind of in a little bit. Is when somebody acts like that, it's videotaped, all that kind of shit. It puts a black eye on the sport and the region. And because we have such a built-up economy for auto racing here, it makes it look bad. And that's the last thing you want to do is make the industry that is pretty important around here look bad, because people aren't going to want to spend their money here. So you got somebody that's running around acting the fool like that. Yeah, that just goes to show.
Well, it's not even. I could get that element, but it's not really that. It's more so. They knew it. Like I was told literally after it happened. Like, people walked up to me in very powerful positions and was like, the reason he's mad like that is because you told the people what we already knew in the pits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the whole pitting area already knew what was happening. And due to the scenario and how it played out, the people in the stands now found out. That was manipulated by an image. And I destroyed an image, you know, and that I think people in the pits or in the powerful positions who knew this stuff really, really, really respect somebody who's willing to go to the degrees that I did to expose it to the public. You know, so I feel like I said, I ain't got a red carpet. I got gold limestone. I don't even know how to describe it. I could walk through PA untouched. And here's the deal. If somebody touches me, oh boy, that guy who called me the other day with the lineup he's got, and then the boys from the motorcycle. Oh, I only want to talk about the motorcycle guys. Oh God.
I know which one. I know. I know.
We got. Hey, you want to? If you, as far as I am aware of, there is a no touch zone. I feel like I'm a beautiful blonde in New York City. Because if you violate me, oh, you're going way worse.
So-
I was gonna say
so-
prison, but hey, the places
what
they're
you're
gonna
saying
the places they're gonna take you. I don't want to go. That's all I.
So what you're saying is you're White Whitney Houston with a Kevin Costner now, right?
You're racist. Anyways, next caller.
I am.
Next caller,
I
you're
am.
racist. Pennsylvania, you added up to what you are, Yingling.
All right. Well, hopefully I get to see you here next month, Chaz.
I don't know.
Well,
Hold on. Was that Lance Deweese? Hold on. Nope. Damn it.
Oh, I thought you were going to preempt me now for Lance Deweese. I mean, I wouldn't be too embarrassed.
Mm.
You know, that Hall of Famer and everything else. That's the other thing, too. Does anybody actually know who in the Sprint Car Hall of Fame, what state has the most drivers in the Hall? Like,
Is
what's
it
the
PA?
top three?
I'm assuming it's PA, right? Right.
I don't actually know. I genuinely don't know the answer, but I would imagine that we're a top three. You know, so there's another reason is for a lot of hate outside of the region.
The Hall of Fame, the Eastern States Museum, or Hall of Fame Museum?
Oh no, I'm talking Knoxville. I'm talking Sprint Car Hall of Fame.
It would be hard. It would be hard.
But again, we produce drivers and mechanics and car owners and what have you. Again, we have a dearth of luxury. I just chalk it up to jealousy. You know, I think other regions would stand to do well if they model how we do things and our economy behind it. You put an economy of auto racing behind your region, and you will have cars that follow, and tracks will, and everything else. So
right.
I don't know.
PA's got the best economy for dirt track racing, sprint car. I would say dirt track in the world.
Probably. I'm not trying to be a homer about it.
No, I mean I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I just hate that your president represents you. It's fine.
Again, not my. I'll do the old Bush era, not my president shit. So there we go.
No kings. No kings protest.
No, that's communist. That shit's communist.
No, we need to do a no kings protest at Williams Grove and have Danny Dietrich signs everywhere. No kings with Danny on faces on.
You know what you need to do? Get yourself one of them plastic giant novelty crowns and then take it up to him and ask him to sign it. And then if he doesn't sign it, ask his brother to sign it.
Well, Billy's nice. They're two different people. Two different people. Anyways.
That's usually what happens with brothers. So, all right, dude. I'll catch you later, man.
All right.
See ya.
Bye. Oh, God. That was it, guys. I think that's going to be the end of the show. Don't know how we got here. Deep breaths. What is the chat saying? PA posse ain't got shit in the big leagues. Oh, I'm not reading that. PA is more like the WNBA. PA is like the NBA G League. Guys wishing they can run with the big boys. Wow. I don't disrespect PA like that. Wow. Danny likes to yap, which is a perfect representation of the PA racing scene. The fans are usually idiot boomers. I don't know. I can disagree with. But we are drinking Yingling Flights. And we are shutting her down before we get in too many issues. I'm trying to text Lance. Lance is mad at me now, I guess. Lance DeWeese is mad at me because of Danny Dietrich's reply to his comment on his post. Thanks, Danny. Fucking thanks. I told Lance he's selfish. Mad I called out his buddy for scamming people and he's his. That's. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I don't know where this all went, but it went somewhere. We're going to I-55 tomorrow this weekend. Plan is Jacksonville, Terre Haute, or Hobstadt, Lakeside. Not the Lakeside. Hobstadt, Kansas City, Knoxville, Ohio, EA. EA's coming in May. I'm ready. Are you? God says, fear no man. So I won't. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Catch you next time.
This is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spinning. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wide, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. We can ride high, we can ride low. We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best or we can be the worst. We can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spinning. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wide, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. Out on the dirt ovals we play, life in the bright lights with no shade. So letting her go, letting her rip, letting her fly, tossing her in sideways, living the life, letting her ride, outside winning to die. Cross her up on the cushion, crossing the line, cause some drama and some bullshit they didn't like. And if they don't like the move, then we're ready to fly. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spinning. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wide, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. This is how we roll, this is how we do. It's not for everybody but the chosen few. And we pray, cause we know that they might not ever come back. But this is how we ride, this is how we do.